I do want you to promote all the Foggy May social media pages and just where people can listen to the music.
Okay. Um, yeah, you can find Foggy May on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Um, got a couple EPs out and three full length LPs. Um, video or two on YouTube. So just search Foggy May. You'll see some original music, maybe a few videos of some covers.
Right. And social media pages.
Right. Yeah, Foggy May's on Facebook, Instagram at Foggy May Music. Um, yeah, that's the two main we use. We had a Twitter for a little bit. Think we might be locked out of that or something. I'm not sure.
Is that something slightly problematic? Did the
um,
algorithm get you?
Actually, not. No, it's just I think just being in thorough and not knowing the password.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
People get locked out for all sorts of
Right,
weird
right.
stuff nowadays. That's why I was asking.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it wasn't that.
And I want to thank whoever is in charge of the Facebook because y'all have like a full-on biography in the about section, and that really helped me out with my research because I like to do my research on whoever I'm having on, and it was just very easy. It saved me a lot of time from scrolling through all the Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that.
Dude, John, I'm so happy you just said that because after every year, I write a little write up and then post it like a paragraph a year. And I'm writing it like, who is reading this? Nobody.
Me.
And I'm so glad you just told me that, man. Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Hell
No,
yeah.
for real. Like, I'm sure, like, because if you've been doing it since 2010, I'm sure the people that have interviewed you, I'm assuming, I would hope they go and look at it.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, we haven't had too many interviews, but
Right.
sometimes they are very prepared. Sometimes they say, "What's your band name again?"
Oh,
You
God.
know what I mean? But it's like an informal kind of thing, so it's chill.
Yeah, wow. I try to steer away from like the really basic questions, but Jesus, the fact that people are like, "What's your name again?"
Yeah, yeah,
That would just cut
yeah,
it off.
yeah. Right.
Cut
Uh
it
huh.
off. But yeah, just bring up anything notable that I forget to. You know,
Okay.
if we're in
Yeah,
2011 and I just don't bring up something, and you're like, I did this that year, just bring it
I
up. Don't be
got you,
afraid. This is your show more than mine right now.
my man.
All right, and before we talk about Foggy May, I just want to like briefly get a personal background. What age did you pick up guitar, my friend?
I would say maybe 12.
12. Now, is that like first time really picking it up, or was that when you took it seriously?
No, that I took it seriously as soon as I picked it up.
Okay.
But yeah, I really need to nail down when I started playing because I can't really think about it. It was definitely when Guitar Hero was coming out,
Okay.
and I played that and was really into it.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, so I would say just before uh, becoming a teenager, around that area.
Right. I need a Jamie, my version of
Oh my
Jamie,
goodness,
because I
yeah,
could just be like, hey, when did Guitar Hero come out?
yeah, yeah. Jamie, can you look that up real quick? Give me some volume.
Yeah. Eventually,
Yeah, no doubt.
eventually we will have a Jamie. So, were you self-taught? Did you teach yourself for the most part?
No, actually, my younger brother was playing around a little bit, and he was showing me the first basic chords, and then him and I took lessons together from one of my mom's coworkers.
Okay.
So we would be in like one of the offices there doing guitar lessons, and then looking up YouTube and stuff. And then I went to a teacher at his house. Like
Gotcha.
I've never gone to like a music school or store or anything. Kind of just like this guy knows how to play. Let me
Okay.
pay him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All like what do I say, off
Yeah,
the book
yeah.
lessons.
Most definitely.
Okay. So, aside from your younger brother and like your parents' coworkers, did you have any role models that really guided you? You said you took it seriously from the beginning, but was there anybody around you that really pushed you and made you want to really take it a step further?
Um, I guess I had been to shows before that, so I had like seen people with the guitar around, like
Right.
strapped on and standing and jamming. Um, because I started going to shows when I was pretty little.
Me too.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
What was your first concert?
um, well, my first major concert was Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, and Seether
Nice.
at Merriweather Post Pavilion,
Yeah.
and I was little, bro.
That's awesome. My first one was Kiss. I can't remember what venue.
Mm,
I was a Kiss stan when I was a child. It's crazy. I have all sorts of memorabilia that I'll have to show you later.
mm,
But I also saw 3 Days Grace. I saw him with POD and Shinedown.
okay,
Yeah,
nice.
I it was a great show. I
Yeah,
think I saw him with the original singer too.
the original 3 Days Grace singer.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
they swapped members. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of fell
I
off.
think it was around the Transit of Venus era, if
Gotcha.
I remember correctly. Aside from YouTube and stuff like that, what other tools did you use in order to progress?
I think I had like a MySpace then, and I remember sending bands messages
Okay.
and like, hey, how do I get better at guitar? Like when I first started playing, I was all about it, like really, really pumped. So I think I definitely reached out online
That's good.
to people I looked up to. Um,
Did you buy books that had like music sheets and stuff like that, or did you just look a lot of stuff up online?
yeah, not too many books, a lot of YouTube,
Gotcha.
a lot of all the different teachers on YouTube. There's so many guitar teachers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of teachers for everything now on the internet. That's
Right?
what's nice.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest that it's ever been for information for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Um, so like, what were some guitar idols that you would say that you have, especially as a younger kid?
Um, when I was starting out, definitely John Frusciante,
Okay.
from the Chili Peppers. Who else do I like? I was also into heavier music back then,
Okay.
and so I listened to John Five. He played with Marilyn Manson,
Okay.
and I was really into him because when he would play with Marilyn Manson, it was super heavy and sludgy, but then he would use the same damn guitar to play bluegrass and chicken picking. It was a Telecaster.
Right.
So I was definitely inspired by how dynamic someone can be with the same instrument. So
Right.
John Five was a big one.
Yeah, I feel like the theatrical of guitar
Mm-hmm.
also is what catches you at a
Yeah.
young age because they're spinning it over their shoulder,
Yeah.
they're smashing it, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And John Five, he looks like a super villain almost. So
yeah.
yeah, he caught my eye.
Do you have an all-time favorite guitarist?
Um, I don't think I do.
Gotcha.
I like a, I mean, I like a bunch of guys. I like what's his name? Andy Summers from the Police. Pretty sure that's his name. Um, George Harrison plays well,
Absolutely.
obviously. Yeah, I definitely don't have like a list of guys that I just rattle off.
Right.
But those guys for sure.
I
They've
gotcha.
definitely seeped their way into my playing.
Now, you mentioned the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Mm.
Would you say they're one of the most integral bands to your music?
Yeah, a little bit. Like each of the instrumentalists are like one of my favorite at their medium. And
Right.
by that I mean like Chad Smith on drums, like he's one of my favorite drummers probably. And if you were to ask me my favorite bass players, Flea would be in there. So like just the musicianship uh really hit me
Right.
in the right way.
Yeah. So I was kind of talking to you about this before we started recording. My last episode, I really talk a lot about I break down like a lot of samples that are
Mm,
used in songs like that. And I was listening to the Foggy May discography to get ready, and y'all are a very fun band. You know what
mm-hmm.
I mean? It's a kind of music that you just kind of listen back to. It's not the kind of stuff that you have to like dissect really.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was hard for me to try to get notes together for specific songs. So I started thinking about what does this sound like? What does this remind me of? And Chili Peppers was like one of the three that I could hear so often.
Hell
So
yeah.
I kind of figured that was an integral band, and
They're
we're
in
we're
there.
gonna talk about like how you guys have paid tribute to them and stuff like that. But they're definitely a big part.
Hell yeah.
How did you get your first guitar, and like where did you go to get your equipment?
My first guitar. I think my first guitar was like some cheap acoustic that was like either in the basement or my neighbor's basement or something. Um, or that maybe my brother had even got because he was playing a little bit.
Right.
Um, that's pretty far back. I can't remember exactly, but I definitely remember going to Hess Music in Manchester to get like my first guitar,
Right.
something that I was gonna, you know, progress on, and it was a Fender acoustic.
Nice.
And I don't think I've seen a Fender acoustic since. I think they're pretty rare.
Yeah, I had an acoustic. I can't remember if it's a Fender or not, but I ended up giving it to
Probably
my.
wasn't.
Yeah, probably wasn't, but you never know. Because
No, yeah,
it was just a hand me down or
yeah.
something. I can't even
Mm-hmm.
remember where I got it, but yeah, my nephew got it now because he started playing guitar, and
Nice.
it's just something that I've never unfortunately taken the time to get to
Mm-hmm.
know. Oh, I had that interest, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
takes dedication, and that's why I respect people like you who really take it to a craft and everything like that. So, Coffee Music recently closed down.
Yeah.
Did you ever go there to shop?
I did. Yep. Went there a number of times, for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely a huge part of Carroll County. They've been here ever since I can remember.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever purchased any equipment there. Um, Maybe I did, now that I think about it.
Mm.
Because I think we had to get recorders in elementary school. Did
Oh,
they make? I
okay.
can't remember if they made us buy them or not. But now that I think about it, I think I
Yeah.
did go there,
Mm-hmm.
and I got guitar picks there one time,
There you go.
just totally random. But I went in there a few times to look. But when I heard that it was closing down, it's a great thing he's retiring. I'm glad that
Yeah.
it's always good when somebody retires for them.
Right.
But it
Right.
is sad to see a local business, local staple go like that.
Right.
But I that's why I wanted to speak on that and mention them.
Yeah, definitely. I remember getting a pedal board. Uh, yeah, pedal board and a case there. Not too long ago. Um, yeah, definitely. Definitely happy for Bob and wish him the best in his retirement.
Absolutely. Now, do you have what you would consider to be a guitar collection?
No.
No.
No. I've got guess my first electric was a Fender Squire. Then I got a Ibanez SA series. Think it says it on it. Um, then I got that Telecaster because of John Five, and now I play a Stratocaster.
Okay.
So I've only had four main guitars, five including that first acoustic. So I kind of beat the hell out of them.
Right. This is pretty funny. One of the podcasts I listen to. I don't know if you've ever heard of a comedian named Chappelle Lacey, but he is somebody who actually has his own band and he plays guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And on the podcast, he was talking about his guitar collection, and the amount that it was worth wasn't what they were expecting.
Uh-huh.
So it was kind of like a funny moment. Like, what are you clowning me?
What, he thought he was sitting on a gold mine or something, and
Well,
it wasn't much?
when he said like I have a guitar collection, worth a decent amount of money, these guys were thinking tens of thousands of dollars, and it
Oh,
was
okay,
like
yeah.
maybe like $5,000 guitar collection or
Mm.
whatever. But
Is he a good player?
yeah, it's more the hardcore genre.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've heard, he's pretty good. Actually, I think he's the vocalist for his band. I
Yeah.
haven't dived too deep, and actually, they don't even have too much out there. But
Comedian and musician. That's he's living quite the bohemian life right there.
absolutely, what? How many guitars do you think is considered a big collection, or just like what? How many would you have to have for it to be considered a collection?
um, I don't know, maybe like a dozen, maybe.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
that's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
something
Fair
like that.
10.
Yeah.
I got you, cause 4 or 5, that's still a pretty fair amount to
Right.
someone who doesn't play guitar, though.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah.
someone who plays guitar, so that's why I asked from that
Mm-hmm.
perspective. So, before you were in Foggy May, did you ever do any of your own music, or were you part of any other groups?
Um, I definitely did my own music.
Okay.
Um, I definitely remember strumming basic chords and writing lyrics. Um, but Foggy May was my first. Well, oh whoa, you're unearthing some things in my brain.
Oh.
Yeah, I did play like with my brother and neighbor. It it was like someone was on acoustic, not plugged in. Someone was on recorder. The drummer was singing without a mic. Like it was just for fun, but that was before Foggy May.
So technically,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So y'all formed Foggy May in the summer of 2010,
Mhm.
and by y'all, it's you, David Climb on bass, and Reed Rhodes on drums. Now, for the name, was it as simple as just witnessing fog on a May day?
Not quite. No, yeah, I actually do remember this. David and I, we were gonna create a Facebook page, and we needed a name. So we were walking around my house trying to find inspiration, and I think I suggested it. I think I did, if I remember correctly. And then we were vibing with it, and we called Reed. He was in the mom. He was in his car with his mom, and we said, Reed, we're thinking we should call the group Foggy May. And I heard his mom say, "That sounds like a horse's name."
Yeah, it kind
It
of
does
does.
kind of sound like a horse's name.
A derby horse.
Yeah, yeah. And I think we went with it anyway.
Right.
And I was digging it for like the first year. And then the next like 5 years, I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this is the dumbest name. Like, we came up with it on such impulse when we were so little. Like,
Right.
and then after that, I was like, maybe this name is just something we have to grow into. So we kept playing and playing, and now I'm down with it. I feel like
Okay.
our music speaks more than what we're called.
Absolutely. Have you and the band ever discussed changing the name in the future?
We may have briefly a while back, but short answer, no.
Okay, I gotcha. Describe Foggy May's sound, because like I said, I was listening and it was really hard to like try to put it into words because you guys go from very, very somber to just full on jamming out like the
Mhm.
Black Keys or something like that. And it really like it catches me off guard in a very good way. So like in words that aren't genres, how would you describe the sound of Foggy May?
In words that aren't genres.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's a good one. Um, all right. So when I listen to Grateful Dead, David actually kind of put this to me, and he puts it well. Like when you listen to the Grateful Dead, it's their music has like this bounce to it. Like everybody in the band's kind of bouncing.
Okay.
And I've heard John Mayer describe playing live with Dead and Company, like everyone in the band is a part of a wing, like of a bird, and they all kind of have to like work together to float up and down. And I kind of think there's a bounce to our music. Like
Okay.
Reed is kind of like Stuart Copeland on the drums. and um, real. I'm gonna start using genre words, so I'm trying over here, bro.
That's okay.
Um,
That's okay.
yeah, I know. I like the challenge. But yeah, I would say just fun. It's got a drive to it, and it's got a message, and it's genuine and important to the people who are playing it.
That's good. I like bounce.
Yeah,
That's what you said, bounce.
hell yeah,
That was good.
good.
All I needed was one word.
My man.
So every member is listed as a vocalist on, like, in your Facebook and stuff like that. David, he's the main vocalist, right? He does.
Right.
So when it comes to the other members, do you guys do your own solo vocals on certain tracks, or is it a lot of backing up David?
Um, yeah. It's mostly backing up David. On a couple songs, or on one song I could think of right now, intro to Mordecai. It's on the record Sal Paradise. I have my own little verse in there.
I got you.
Um,
That's a fun song.
yeah. And and a song like Darien. That's a deep cut. I got my own verse in that. So a lot of it's gang vocals.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I got my own little verse in a song here or there.
Okay. Do you have aspirations to do more vocals at all?
Yes. I need to practice.
Gotcha.
I need to practice for sure. I don't have confidence in my voice. I don't think I have a very strong voice. But
That just takes work.
yeah, it's no excuse. So I need to practice for sure. But at the same time, I have kind of settled into a more instrumentalist role in groups and not really needing to be on the mic.
Right. So, do you have any idols or just some of your favorite vocalists in the rock genre?
Yeah. Who do I like? Sting's awesome.
Classic.
Chris Cornell,
Oh yes.
awesome voice. Yeah.
A lot. I was gonna say, like Chester Bennington came to my head,
Okay.
and I was gonna say, like, it's unfortunate a lot of the greatest vocalists have passed away.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I've gotten to see Chester live.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, my brother wanted to see it for his birthday back in probably like 2010, something like that. I mean, I
Wow.
was in elementary school for sure, but
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. Obviously, nobody knew what was gonna happen, and
Yeah.
even then, it was like, it was a cool experience. But now it's got to be one of my top 3 concerts I've ever been to. Now it's one of those things where you kind of not take it for granted, but you do in a way.
Mm.
And then when he passed, it's it's one of them things that you're like, wow, I'm really glad I got to see.
When did he pass away?
I couldn't even tell you. It's been a few years now, maybe 5-ish years ago. I could be totally wrong on that.
He committed suicide, right?
Yeah, him and Chris Cornell, I believe.
Yeah.
It was a sad story.
Definitely heavy.
But, I mean, it's common, unfortunately.
Yeah.
mental
You just
health
think about
issues.
all the rock stars that kind of either self-implode or just the things around them kind of fuck them
Yep.
over.
The whole 27
Yeah,
Club thing,
yeah.
which it is a very weird coincidence that
Yeah.
many rock stars.
My-
Do you have any take on that? Like, what do you think about the premise of the 27 Club? Is it just a coincidence, or
Yeah.
is it too many coincidences, do you think?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean there's hundreds of rock stars
Right.
and they're living a fast life.
That
the,
is
o-
true.
The odds are that they're going to die in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no problem turning 27 next year.
uh, so, how did the trio form, and when did the collective idea of starting a band begin?
Mm. Well, the trio formed in 2010. Um,
Is that when y'all like met each other officially?
yeah, yeah. Reed and I played on the same basketball team,
Okay.
and then met David at St. John's School, which is where I guess I met you somewhere along the line.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up in a little
Hell
bit.
yeah.
Was this like the after school thing? Like that was kind of at night, or did y'all go to St.
Yeah,
John's?
yeah. We both, David and I, both went to St. John's,
Oh
and
wow.
in the beginning, he definitely annoyed me. I did not like him. But then like, I remember, like I bought the new ACDC record that I went to Target and used my own money to buy Black Ice,
Right.
and I was like talking to some people about it, and David was like, yeah, I listened. I don't know. The drumming is so dry. And, well, that's every ACDC record, first of all.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this guy's got something to say. He's
Yeah.
into music. And then we started building a relationship. But yeah, it's kind of funny to look back on.
That's what's up, man. That's how I met technically, like my longest friend. His name's Zach. I met him in middle school. We were in our music class,
Nice.
and I had my earbud in, and I was playing Avenged Sevenfold, and he just saw that I was listening to it, and he's like, "You listen to Avenged Sevenfold, man?" And we just started talking about music and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's one of the things that will form a friendship the fastest,
Yeah.
especially because I talk about this in my last podcast. People in my generation and younger than I, we're getting further and further away from, picking up instruments, getting in bands, liking classic rock. Like when my dad's generation, um, you know, it was the thing. You pull up to school bumping Ted Nugent. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
But try getting 10 kids in a high school to tell you who Ted Nugent is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not everybody, because clearly last night at the Battle of the Bands, you see that it is still a thing.
Right.
And it's not disappearing, but it's not what it used to be. Rock used to be what was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, when you get to high school, it kind of shifts. But from like middle school, elementary school, like a lot of kids aren't liking rock.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just every decade has a popular genre, And when we were younger, the popular genre was pop and country, it seemed.
Yep, I was gonna say pop music.
Mm-hmm.
That's just all it was.
Yeah.
Now I feel like rap's taken over pretty big.
Yeah, for sure. That and EDM. Do you get into EDM at all?
I did in middle school. I hit a big trap music phase and stuff like that. A bunch of remixes. I listen to it every now and then. Now it's not. I don't like it how I used to, but I
know
like it.
I know a couple Tipper songs.
Tipper. I don't think I've heard of Tipper.
I feel like an imposter even saying that because I know like one or two songs, but yeah, that's one style of music that hasn't grown on me just yet.
Right. I listen to just about everything, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Country's grown on me.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the only thing I can't stand is pop music.
Mm-hmm.
I really just cannot stand it because it's played everywhere I work.
Yeah.
I worked at the mall. That's all they played.
Well, let me tell you this, bro. I heard a Doja Cat song the other day.
Oh.
I know. You're over there. Oh, Doja Cat. And at first I was like, is this No Doubt? Is this Prince? Like it had like this bass line of like it had a good groove,
right,
that a band that you and I might have. So there are some things like that you can find in these different genres.
Oh, absolutely.
That can kind of, remind you like this is home, like live drums, for instance.
Right.
Like live drums, like a funky drum beat in a pop song. You might be able to hear that, like I was saying, in like a Prince song or something.
Yeah,
So
honestly, one of the only pop stars, I guess is what you call him. Bruno Mars is pretty. He's pretty tight. Some of his
he's
songs.
talented as shit.
Exactly. I can't lie, man. That dude's
Yeah.
got funk. I
Yeah.
like. No matter how many times I've heard his fucking songs, they're good.
Yeah.
Okay, he's
Mhm.
talented. One of the only ones. I'm really sick of hearing the songs though. I don't particularly enjoy listening to them,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, there's people at the end of the day. Even if you don't like listening, you can't knock the talent.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, there's a few Billie Eilish songs that are
Mm.
pretty decent.
See, I still need to get on to her. I only know one song.
Yeah, see, it's not like I listen to
Okay,
Billie
yeah, I got
Eilish,
you.
but there was like, well, she's obviously an amazing singer,
Mhm.
so I
Yeah.
mean, you just can't knock the talent.
Yes.
Yeah, but just in general, I can't really stand it. So your debut performance for Foggy May was at Pig Roast in 2010 in Westminster. You continued to play Pig Roast for over 6 years. I wanted you to talk about building relationships with different event holders and stuff like that, and how'd you get that gig in the first place?
Well, Pig Roast is actually this event that goes on the day before Labor Day each year, I believe. Yeah, it's like beginning of September.
Right.
And it was started by Reed's family, the Rhodes family.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and it happens at his house.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah, so when you're reading it, it does sound pretty official, but really it's a backyard get down
Okay.
with Shantytown back there, with everyone setting up campers and
It's Carroll County, so
you know,
that's official. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
lot of little kids running around. Yeah, I have some real good memories there at Pig Roast.
I gotcha.
And they roast a big pig.
I've never seen a pig roast, I don't think. That's always something I see in movies.
Man, I'll invite you next year.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
this year, just right after summer.
Absolutely.
We'll kick it.
Is it in October?
No, it's
Good.
the beginning of September.
Perfect, because I'll be taking a pretty big vacation in October. I'll be gone for like damn near a month.
Where are you going?
Colorado and Las Vegas. Did you see the When We Were Young festival advertised?
The Killers?
No, it's the festival. It's called When We Were Young.
Uh-huh.
Paramore's headlining, I think. It is a massive festival going on in Las Vegas. A lot of people were concerned that it was a scam. I forget. Firefly was the big one that was a scam, right?
Fire Festival.
Yeah, something like that. A lot of people were concerned with that, but basically my brother and his fiance bought tickets, asked if I wanted to go. And I was born in Denver, and that's where like half my family's from. So I like going out there now. I didn't get to go out there too much as a kid, so now I like taking vacations out there.
There you go. Yeah, I saw the Broncos hat upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, it all checks out.
Yeah, there's it'll be in all the pictures. All I need
Oh,
is football.
yeah.
That's my dad's. All I
There
need is
it is.
football and my dog. I mean, Broncos footballs.
Man, the Ravens and the Broncos had some battles over these past couple years.
Yeah, it's a thing in this household too.
I
Trust me.
bet.
My mom and dad have a whole thing where.
Oh, is she a Ravens fan?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so whoever wins ends up buying like a nice dinner or whatever. So.
Oh, okay. So the loser
Yeah.
don't feel too bad.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry, the loser.
The loser.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, I messed that up. Yeah, no,
Damn.
of course, the loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you think the winner gonna buy dinner?
I thought it was, just to make the other one feel better. Like, yes, my team won. All right, now I'm down $50.
Yeah, no, it's more of a fun thing
Cool.
though. Yeah, either way, it's like even if my team lost, we get a nice dinner.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I guess it's just fun competition and stuff
Mm.
like that. So the first performance, the set consisted of 5 cover songs. Do you remember what any of the covers were?
Killing in the Name. Brain Stew. Maybe When I Come Around by Green Day.
Okay.
I think that's all I can remember.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Voss.
Mm.
Always got to mention that. We're not sponsored, but.
Yeah, thanks for hooking me up. Even if I don't drink all these, can I take it?
Oh, of course.
My man.
Yeah. No, it's funny because the last episode I started like low key choking on it.
Uh-oh.
So it was my turn to talk, so I had to be like choking on that Voss water.
You need a cough button.
Absolutely. So when it comes to like choosing your covers, especially at the time, were you choosing the covers based off of pure inspiration, or was it what you could play? You know, was it based off your skill more?
Both.
Gotcha.
Absolutely both. We definitely wanted to play like the most fun songs we could. Some of them we weren't up to just yet skill wise, but yeah, we played songs that we liked to listen to. It wasn't until years down the line, and we were playing a lot of bar shows, that we were thinking about playing songs that would be crowd pleasers.
Right.
Like in the beginning, it was so pure. You know what I mean? Just whatever bands we were digging on, we wanted to recreate it.
Of course. Was performing covers, was that integral to your guys practicing and how you guys all learned how to perfect your crafts?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. We would probably sound like a different band if we started from day one writing songs.
Right.
And not playing anyone else's songs. Because when you play these covers, you learn all these ways to craft songs. And you not only listen, but you actually play, you know, what this guitar player is doing. You can kind of see what they're thinking and just learn different ways to make songs sound cool.
Yeah, and the way that you want them to sound,
Yeah.
too. Because if you're into death metal and that's what you practice, then when you start to create stuff on your own, the kind of stuff you'll be doing is from those kind of songs.
Right.
So
It all seeps in.
absolutely. So you also played your first song, Constipated Pig.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you guys write that before or after the first performance?
Before.
Gotcha. And was it a reference to playing pig roast?
That, I don't think so.
Right.
But I actually do remember, John. This is kind of crazy. We were practicing in Reed's basement. A song ends, and David just steps up to the mic and goes, "Constipated pig." I think he was just a little hyper.
Right.
And just saying random stuff. But then we were all laughing, and we were like, we should name, because we had written a song. I'm doing the air quotes, everybody.
Right.
Which was just a combination of riffs that were not in the same key. But we kept playing it, and then we're like, well, let's name that Constipated Pig.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big part of what I try to do when I'm writing questions. I try to catch references if I can.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing I could think of was just like maybe Pink Floyd. You know what I mean? 'Cause they got the big old pig and everything like that.
I'll ask David, and he won't remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just one of those silly random things.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, because me and my friends will just say the most random shit.
You get it.
Absolutely. So writing original tracks, is that a collective thing for the band, or does one person write most of the original stuff?
It kind of goes a couple different ways. A lot of times David will come to the practice space and show us an idea on guitar.
Right.
And teach me, and then we'll just play the song. And then as that song forms and kind of comes into its own with everybody on their own instrument, then a lot of times I would like take for example a song like Ocean Tide. David brought that to us, but that order was just a tad bit different.
Right.
I was like, I think we should do this and then that. Something Silly is a good example of that too. Like David writing the full song, but me almost playing a producer role and saying, this part of the song is awesome. This part not so much. Let's make that part just as awesome as the rest.
Okay.
So I would say David a lot of times comes up with a solid structure and a lot of lyrics.
Okay.
Other songs, I'll have like a song idea and we'll just throw it in there.
Okay.
Like the end of Moonshine. I'm name dropping a lot of stuff. Probably nobody knows, but the end of the song Moonshine was just like a whole other song that I had written.
Yeah.
And then we just like threw it at the end of David's song.
I was literally
We're like, let these two match together. Like, let's just make it one long song.
one of the songs definitely, it gave me like Megadeth vibes. Y'all were really like powerhousing the instrumentals.
What song was that? Do you remember? Oh, was it Raw Stigma?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it was.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, man, that one caught my attention
Hell
really
yeah.
well.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to like that. Thanks for saying that, man.
Absolutely. The Moonshine, the name stuck to me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any experiences with Moonshine?
Sure do. Yeah, I actually got a funny one.
Okay, go ahead. If you can, if you want.
Yeah. Well, I was playing in this group, Joint Operation. Shout out to my good buddies. And we were on a little tour, and we were playing around the Fort Lauderdale area.
Yep.
And we stayed at a friend/fan's house. And he had a bunch of moonshine, and it was awesome, and we were all getting woozy. And I went out to the van, grabbed like my bag or something, and I'm stumbling back into the house. And I open the door, and I go to step in, and it's two people I don't recognize. Oh, shoot. I should probably mention it's probably like 3:30 a.m. 3:30 a.m. And I step in, and they look at me, and I look at them, and we're both so confused. John, I walked into the wrong house.
Oh, man.
and I realized it, and I was like,
in Florida.
yeah. And I told that story to someone. They're like, they got the stand your ground law in Florida.
That's
like, they
what
could
I'm
have shot
saying.
you. And that's where the moonshine comes in. I just got so woozy that I lost track of which house we were staying at.
Wow.
And as soon as I realized, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they said, no problem.
You know, that could be a typical thing out there.
It could be.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's happened
So
like monthly.
Dude, this guy's house that we were staying at, he houses bands all the time. So I feel
Makes
like
sense.
his next door neighbor might know. Something might go
He's
down.
used to the antics.
Yeah. But dude, the funny part was me apologizing, backing out immediately and shutting their door, and just this lonely feeling like, now what? Because I thought that was the house. I'm like,
Right.
now where is it? Like,
Am
I
in the
definitely don't
right
want.
a-
Yeah, I definitely don't want to walk in another wrong house.
Oh.
So I had to
Did you
retrace
have
my
to walk
steps.
far from the house? Were you parked pretty far away?
It wasn't too far, but I mean,
Not close enough.
yeah, because of that moonshine, bro.
Ugh.
It was that moonshine.
I have tried moonshine. I have never like gotten lit off of moonshine because
Yeah.
I know how it works. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I knew I definitely didn't want to be gulping it down.
No,
But I
yeah,
wanted
don't
to
be
get the
silly.
Yeah, it's.
Silly like me.
I'll be honest. It's strong. It's definitely strong.
Yeah.
But it's not as strong as I was anticipating.
Mm-hmm.
It does depend on who makes it. for sure.
I think there's vastly different kinds because
Yeah.
I've tried them and I can gulp it down and it's delicious, and I've tried other people's and I'm sipping it and it's ooh,
Yeah.
it's
It burns
like
your
hand
gut just by
sanitizer.
smelling
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And they have is it Old Smoky? Is that the moonshine that they sell in like liquor stores and it's all like flavored?
Not sure.
I yeah, I think it's Old Smoky. Either way, stuff's not bad,
Uh huh.
but it's just funny. Moonshine's a very Carroll County thing. I feel
Sure
like
is.
it's not like for people listening who don't know, Carroll County's very rural. It's very
Yeah,
farmland,
a little
and
bit.
it's just got this like reputation being very redneck. So there's definitely not like moonshine swilling rednecks out in the forests,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's just funny that we brought up moonshine and
Yeah.
everything like that. And I'm glad that we talked about raw stigma too, because
Yeah, yeah.
like I said, a lot of the songs are just very easygoing songs, but that was one of the ones that
Mm-hmm.
caught my attention just by listening to it. Some of the other ones that we'll talk about, they caught my eye just by the title.
Cool.
So, so how did the band feel performing for the first time? Were you guys nervous?
Yeah. I think we were. Um
Well, let me put it this way, because since the pig roast festival was you said it was a Rhodes family function.
right.
I feel like, especially Reed, but I feel like that's a more comforting environment for everybody. So maybe like one of the next shows and stuff
Yeah.
like that, where you weren't at a, a family function. You were playing to mostly total strangers. Just in general, were you guys getting nervous, real nervous at all?
Yeah, I definitely remember having nerves and being anxious. Just
Well, just for perspective, what ages were you guys in 2010 when you started?
um
Because I know you were fairly young,
yeah.
and that has a lot to do with being nervous, for
I
sure.
guess 2010 I was 14
Okay, yeah,
cuz that's when I started high school.
gotcha.
Um yeah, so Reed must have been 13. Um yeah, I was definitely nervous, definitely excited, just like happy that I had found people to play music with, and that we had the opportunity to play in front of people. So that was definitely exciting.
That's good.
Yeah.
When I asked that question, a lot of times, I mean, obviously everybody gets a little nervy,
Mm.
but I feel like it's important to reminisce on the real early days. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
have any trouble on stage at all now
Sometimes.
if it's a really big event?
Yeah, yeah. But these days I really embrace it.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good to embrace it from the start.
Yeah.
Attitude and confidence is really everything.
Oh yeah, man. I've hit so many wrong notes in front of so many people. Like the show keeps going. You just can't um like make a face or
Can't let it eat at you.
yeah, yeah, like just keep going, be a pro. And actually something David's dad said to him when we were real little that I didn't get until recently actually is him telling David, if you're going to make a mistake, make it big. And I always thought, why? Why would you want to make a big mistake instead of a small mistake? That sounds stupid.
Right.
But really, what he means by that is don't play timid. Don't play like, you're every inch of your hand, you're shaking. You don't want to
Yeah.
make a mistake
Oh
so
my God.
bad.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
yeah.
I fucked up.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
looking.
Exactly. Like, just relax, commit to it.
Right.
Like, commit. Don't play timid, commit. And when that happens, your mistake might be amplified because you're sending it.
Right.
But overall, I think that's better for the performance.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you make a mistake, it's almost like you gotta play it off like a comedian. When it comes to like, you have to entertain the crowd. You have to talk to them, you have to interact, and and it's very much like stand up in a way because if if your band doesn't have the right energy, and what's going on, everybody, it'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're really crushing it, you got the right energy. What's going
Hmm.
on, everybody? Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Comedians and musicians, man, we're similar.
yeah, there's a
I'm
saying
so
where it's
inspired by comedians.
yeah, there's a saying where it's like all comedians want to be musicians and all musicians want to be comedians.
Dude, that's why I said earlier, like, this dude's a comedian and a musician. That
Yeah,
guy we were talking about
yeah,
earlier.
Chappelle Lacey.
Yeah, yeah, him, yeah. Uh, are you familiar with Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yes, yeah.
All right,
Kill
so
Tony.
I went to a Kill Tony taping
No shit.
in Austin
Whoa.
in January,
Nice.
and it was a great show. And they had a band play afterwards. I was just walking around, and I saw Brien at the bar,
Oh wow.
and I saw Tony Hinchcliffe walking around, and I just saw him belly up to like this second level gate, and he had a bodyguard there. But I was walking by, and I just approached him, and I was like, "Hey man, just wanted to say thanks for the show. Me and all my friends love you. That was awesome, really funny."
Absolutely.
And you know what, dude? He really took an interest in me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was really, really cool. He's like, "Oh yeah, thanks, man. What's your name?" He's like, "What do you do? You look very and I know his gears are just turning to roast me. Like he's just been roasting people for 2 hours on Kill Tony.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, Kill Tony roast show. So now he's right there, and he sees me with my braids and my pin and my mustache, and he's like, "You look very." And before he can get anything out, I'm like, "I'm a musician," and he's like, "Ah, okay." And you know what he said, bro? He said,
What?
"Comedians and the musicians, they're on the front lines of the battle." What battle? I don't know what he's talking about, but it was just a really solid conversation, and you
Yeah.
never know how those things are gonna go when you approach those kinds of people. And he was
Absolutely.
beyond nice to me.
Yeah,
Really cool guy.
They are all very big inspirations
Mm.
in what I'm doing right now, even though we're not shooting the shit like they usually do.
Yes.
Absolutely inspires. And anybody that, gets to a certain level of notoriety,
Mm.
it's really nice to know when they're humble and they're willing to give you the time of day, because at the end of the day everybody puts their pants leg on one
Yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
And when people act like they're all high and mighty to give you the time of day, in a normal circumstance, obviously there's people like that'll go up to you while you're eating dinner with your family. I'm not speaking on that.
Right.
But like in a situation like you, he was
Yeah.
walking by, just said what's up, and he really took the time to talk to you.
Yeah.
And get to know you and stuff like that.
It was really, really cool.
What were you in Austin for?
I was doing a work exchange program.
Okay.
So I was staying in this RV in Waco, Texas, and it was on this couple's property, and I was helping them out around their house and at some of the properties that they owned.
Okay.
So I was with them for 2 weeks, and then I went to Austin for a week. Yeah.
Did you plan on going to Kill Tony, or was it just kind of something that happened?
I bought the tickets when I was in Texas.
Gotcha.
Because I was down there, like, just looking up stuff to do, and I saw the Kill Tony thing, and
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
I'm really hoping in my vacation something cool happens in the
Yeah,
area. I'm definitely on the lookout for
I love
that.
it when that works out, man.
Yeah. We're just now starting to get in a time frame where we can see what the lineups are going to be in October. Still haven't seen anything just yet.
Mm-hmm.
there's been a few shows, but they line up in the wrong days.
Yeah.
Um, so I just want to briefly talk about like practicing as a band. Where did you practice early on?
Early on, we practiced in Reed's basement.
Okay,
Um, his dad has a band too.
nice.
So there was already like equipment down there. We used our own equipment, but what I'm saying is that was a house that was accustomed to loud music and all, so we kind of just plugged into that spot.
Okay,
Yeah.
is his dad still in a band?
Yeah, it's called $20 Profit.
Okay,
Prophet that preaches.
shout out.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure to get them out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they've always been really supportive of us.
That's great. Do you guys have like a designated spot that you practice at now?
Um, yeah, we were practicing in my basement
Okay.
for probably like a year. Um, Now we play. I don't know if you saw this recent post, John, but did you know that Reed moved to the Virgin Islands?
I did see that.
Okay. Yeah. So now we play. We've been just playing around with our friend Kevin Gorin,
Okay.
who fills in with a lot of bands and is really really talented. And so we've been playing in his basement.
Okay. Do you have a practice schedule as a band, or is it whenever you can get together?
Whenever we can get together.
I feel like that's how it usually
Yeah,
goes.
nothing too official.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get into 2011.
Okay,
So second year
my
of
man.
Foggy May. Now this is where we talk about meeting at St. John's Vacation Bible School. So
Mm.
folks, me and Ben both were attending the Vacation Bible School at St. John's Catholic Church, and there was a specific day. Think of it like Spirit Week. They wanted everybody to wear red, white, and blue. Um, I was in elementary school at the time. You were, like you said, what, like 13, 14, something like that?
Yeah, in 2011, probably like 14 or 15.
Okay. So, red, white, and blue is what we had to wear that day. We both wore the Who band t shirts.
Mm.
And I was just, I don't know where I was standing in the corner doing my thing. And Skid Ben comes up to me and he's like, I like your shirt, you know? And we were obviously the only ones there wearing the Who t-shirts. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's a church school. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So really, we just kind of like started talking about classic rock, and you told me about your band, and I just went home and was like, hey, I told my parents about it, and then we ended up going to see you guys a few times. But you also played at St. John's Carnival
Yeah.
that year in 2011, so that's why I wanted to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have traditions of going to that carnival as a kid?
Um, I think when we played it was only like the second or third year,
Oh
maybe,
wow, okay.
like that they had it. Um, so I think I went like the first year, and like the next year we played it or something like that.
Gotcha. Wow.
I think that's how it went.
Now, did you get that gig just by going to school there and stuff like that?
Um, yeah, that probably got a foot in the door. I can't remember exactly how we got it or who we talked to get that gig, but I was definitely happy we got that. I mean, that was a pretty solid
Oh yeah.
show, especially for a band that had only been together for like a year and a half or something at that point. Um, yeah, looking at pictures, we are little.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm highlighting all this stuff, because
Yeah.
that's really great that you guys did that at such a young age.
Mm.
And that's why I wanted to ask about the age, because it really puts into perspective, that you guys were able to get these gigs. You also played at Westminster High School and the Manchester Valley School talent shows, and you were the two-time first place winners at Manchester Valley High School. I'm curious, is it harder to play in front of your peers at school, or was it harder to play in front of people at like the American Legion and the VFW and the fire halls and stuff like
Mm.
that?
Um, Probably harder in front of the peers.
Right.
Just because you'll see those people the next day.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, if you do a good job, then you look forward to seeing those people the next day.
Right. I'm assuming it got easier as you guys progressed to
Oh
just
yeah,
perform in front of your peers.
yeah, yeah.
Did you? How was like the approval? You know, did you have a lot of people that weren't necessarily like your friends at the time coming up to you, going like, "Hey, that was really good," or
Yeah, yeah, we definitely felt the love from people we didn't know.
yeah, more than you were expecting? Would you say?
Yeah, yeah. Um, it's just like me when I see like a really funny comedian or a talented actor, like I can't do that, so I'm pretty enamored and impressed. And
Right.
even if it's not all too much, just kind of like us playing those talent shows, like me just playing power chords, like the people that can't play guitar at all, um, yeah, it hits them.
Oh yeah.
Which is cool. Just like it hits me with other things.
Yeah. That year you played Retro Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Was that like your first official like venue show?
Yeah, the record theater. It was. Yeah. Uh, yeah, we played with like three other bands, and they were all way older than us.
Okay.
Um,
What did they think when they saw you guys pulling up? Or like, what
um,
were the looks on their face? Surprised to see you guys that young?
a little bit. Yeah. I remember one of the bands gave us a shout out during their set, and tough to tell whether it was because we were just so young at this club,
Right.
um, or they actually thought we played well. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, good times at the record theater.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I noticed you played at Applebee's. I wanted to ask, was it weird playing there, or was it kind of just like a regular bar gig that it felt like?
Um, 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just like Reed and I, um, and it was definitely out of the ordinary for sure. We neither of us were singing. I was just like strumming some chords, and he was playing the drums.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like the two of us, and it was um like for some like morning pancake event or something. It
Okay.
wasn't like,
I feel like I've heard of that. I've
yeah,
seen
they
that
were like
advertised.
making drinks at the bar or something, like a nightlife kind of thing. It was like an early morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward the next year, you recorded your first EP, 4-track EP, at Nonsuch Productions in Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
So, how are you accessing these studios?
So that studio, um, I think my neighbor was friends with that engineer,
Okay.
and so that's how we just found out about it. And we had, I think, 3 or 4 songs ready to record. So we just paid for a day and just recorded a couple demos.
All right. It really is all about who you know, people.
Yeah, right.
With anything,
Mm-hmm.
it's about who you know.
Never burn a bridge unless you're absolutely sure. Like, even then, sometimes, like, don't even burn any bridges.
Right. That's how I am about a few things
Mm-hmm.
right
So,
now.
some people you definitely need to.
Yeah, you
What a
do want to be careful because you don't exactly know everything
yeah.
all the time.
And what how things are gonna play out in the future. You might need this person in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, and it's also for me when I was thinking about my situation, I was also thinking like karmically, like
Mm,
maybe it's good for my karma, it's good for my soul if I don't like just cut these people off. You know what I
yeah,
mean? If
man.
I'm a little more understanding And I'm like, well, they didn't, do this and that, so
Yeah.
why wouldn't I continue
Feels
whatever?
way better to do that anyway,
It
don't it?
really
Yeah.
does. Yeah. I'm laid back, so it's
You
like
are.
they really don't. They would have to do some really messed up stuff for me to
Yeah.
like.
Steal your podcast equipment.
Ain't nobody getting that.
No, no way. No way.
Not with Arya.
Yeah, yeah.
If you know, you know.
Lovely dog, but don't get near John's stuff.
Yeah. She hasn't really gotten aggressive with humans, but other dogs.
Yeah.
Other dogs, when they got near my dad, like if my dad gives another dog too much affection, you will see what my dog will do to an intruder.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she went for a dog's throat and like got fur out and everything
Damn.
like that. Yeah, we had to muzzle her straight up.
Whoa.
Every time
I wasn't getting that vibe up there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
She's trained well. But I was like, Dad, the dog smells good. They gave this dog a bath. It was like it smelled like Axe shampoo.
Oh.
So, you know what I mean? I was like, give the dog a pet. And my dog loses its shit. And it took me, my dad, and my brother to get the dog off of her.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Like, literally, my brother had to, like, body slam our dog. Not like he didn't like pick it up WWE style.
Yeah, not off the top rope or anything.
No. It was like more of a wrestling flip.
Got you.
But it took that.
Yeah.
Dogs are strong.
Yeah, they are.
I like that we're getting a little off topic.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
All right. What's the recording process like? What are the vibes like when you guys are in the studio?
Overall?
Yeah, in general.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to talk, actually, how
I just had 4 different experiences come to mind. So
yeah, actually, because I was gonna kind of ask it as a 2-parter, but how has the processes changed? You know what I mean? From how are you guys taking the recording sessions early on? How do you take them now?
Yeah, well, early on, obviously they all kind of start similarly by laying down the drums and the bass track. I think early on maybe we did a couple live tracks where we recorded all the instruments at one time.
Okay.
And then vocals separately over top of that. But as of recently, we have our own Tascam recorder.
Okay.
That we recorded It's All a Joke on, which is our most recent record. And
Yes.
The vibes are extremely relaxed because we're not on a clock. We're in the comfort of our own homes. We can do as many takes as we need to. I mean, you can do that at any old studio, but
Right.
just there's less pressure, I would say.
It was always like that for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys weren't hell bent on, getting it right the first time.
Yeah. Mostly just hell-bent on getting it right.
In general.
In general, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at home, well, it's bigger than a studio and filled with all your things.
More memories.
Yeah, things you're familiar with. What I'm getting at is, in the beginning of Raw Stigma, you might hear some scratching, some and that's David with a bowl, like a marijuana piece, and he's rubbing it up and down the guitar neck to create that scratching. And if we were at a studio,
wouldn't have the tools accessible.
yeah, they might not have one of those laying around. Maybe they would, but I guess all I'm saying is, at home, things are kind of unlocked. We'll record this in this room, but I think the bathroom or this big room or whatever, has the acoustics for this part.
Right.
So yeah, doing it yourself and at home, there's definitely another layer of creativity and fulfillment. Honestly,
Right.
like yeah,
Do you feel more of a pressure when you're in a professional studio versus at home to not necessarily not have fun per se, but just not to like goof off as much? You know, you're
yeah,
trying to get a little bit more done as far as, the production and everything like that. Like you want to be productive
yeah,
is what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
yeah. I would say there's a little more pressure. You don't want to waste anyone's time.
Right. Is it cuz it's by hour that
Right.
okay, yeah. So, time's important.
Indeed.
um so now this is where we're going to talk about you won first place spot at Liberty Rock for Battle of the Bands in
Mm,
2012 and in 2013, and you were a judge at this year's event, sir. How
yeah.
does it feel to be judging the same event that your band competed in and won? The same event that was integral to
Yeah.
Foggy May.
Man, it was last night was really crazy. You
Yeah.
know, us playing the competition in 2012 and then David and I being judges last night. Um it was a really cool feeling. It's I mean, it's nothing too major. You saw
Right.
you saw what was going on there last night. It's a pretty
The
local.
turnout was
Yeah.
exactly what I expected. I
Yeah.
expected it to be a lot of family and friends,
Yeah.
and it was really cool to see all of the other bands that were performing right at the front of the stage while
Y-
the other bands were
Yeah,
performing.
man.
That was really sick. They were all like real tight knit and everything
Uh-huh.
like
That
that.
was cool. That was really
Very, very
cool.
humble, cool environment, and it was like really nice to see that they all were supportive of each other.
Yeah, all the kids that played last night were really cool, and there's a lot of talent. Yeah, so David and I, we had to um judge the four bands, and then we went into this little room for some deliberations, and we had to decide first, second, and third place out of four bands, and also give out awards for best drummer, best musician, and best original song. And David and I were in there going back and forth. You know, we're taking it uh not too seriously,
Right,
but seriously to the point where you know where we wanted to show respect to these bands
right.
and take our time with the judging because we were in that position at one point.
Yeah,
So we were, you know, in the deliberation room, we were going back and forth. You know, I think, you know, this was the best drummer. Well, I think this, you know. So it was fun, man. It was a
yeah.
good time.
I went to Rock on the Hill festival yesterday as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm being honest, genuinely honest. I enjoyed my time at the Battle of the Bands more. Like I was actually like genuinely more interested in the sets and everything like that.
Nice.
And it was really cool first of all to see younger kids pay due to classic rock.
Oh, dude, they were playing Dream Theater, Rush, Van Halen,
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. Yeah, yeah, they were killing it.
Yeah, yeah, shout out to Downsland.
Yes,
Anthem for Slaughter.
yes.
I picked up their T-shirt. I was like, as soon as I
Did they have
opened up,
T-shirts?
they did. They were the only band that had T-shirts.
Whoa.
And I was thinking about getting a T-shirt at the Rock on the Hill festival because I
Mm.
kind of like picking up something at local events. I ended up picking this up though. It's a 1977 edition of High Times with Johnny Rotten from the
Mm.
Sex Pistols.
Where'd you get this?
It was literally at this local booth. It was just a random booth. They had vintage magazines and vinyls and stuff like that. But yeah, either way,
Yeah, just flipping through it now. Looks cool.
yeah, I literally I took it out the plastic. I haven't had time to look at it yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a good find right there.
absolutely. Did you see a lot of yourself in these bands when you were judging?
Oh yeah, dude. The one band started with "Killing in the Name,"
Oh
and I
yeah.
was like just thrown back. Like this is what we were
Ah,
playing
that's perfect.
at that age. Yeah, I most certainly saw myself in
Was
them.
was this your first year judging?
Yes.
Okay, I figured so. Um, I did want to talk about the bands that performed there. When I opened the booklet, I saw Anthem for Slaughter. I'm like,
Mm,
this is gonna be a band I like.
nice.
I was like, I was telling my dad, imagine if Anthem for Slaughter was playing like love ballads with that
Mm,
name. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is definitely gonna be some hard stuff
Right.
that I'm
Right.
into. Um,
And that they were
yes,
all originals too. I
I
think
know. Yeah,
that was impressive.
that was my personal favorite
Yeah.
set, and I was telling my dad like I not like out of any disrespect, I didn't think they were going to win first just
Mm,
because, especially from like the crowd favorite, just because most of the people in there just aren't into that type of metal. You know
right.
what I mean? They might like Metallica. For a lot of people, they just can't get into the stuff that they literally cannot understand.
Right.
You know what I mean? My mom doesn't like that kind of music at all, so it's
Mm,
like I can see most of the people in there appreciating the talent side of it, but just going like, this isn't me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I kind of figured one of the other bands would
Mm,
get it. Um, uh, the seeing freshmen in high school go up there and jam out because
right.
Downsland was all freshmen, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that drummer, the kid on drums was me and my dad were like,
We gave him best drummer. Yeah.
I shit you not, me and my dad were in the back like doing our own votes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
we were deliberating the whole time.
There
And
you go.
like literally, me and him both after Downsland, and they were the first band. Were like, I don't want to jump the gun, but I think this kid might be the best drummer. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Anthem for Slaughter was really close too, but they're that powerhouse metal, so they're like naturally all the instrumentals are going fast, so it was a little hard,
Yeah.
but I genuinely enjoyed watching that kid jam out and
Yeah.
everything like that. And then when they said they were all freshmen, it was insane to me. I feel like now that I'm 20,
Mm-hmm.
I have a little more appreciation for these kind of things. I was telling people like I feel like back in high school, if I wasn't talking to you, if it was just like if my school did battle the bands and I was in school,
Right.
chances of me going aren't super high. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean? My
Yeah.
dad was saying like, you're already at school. Why would you go back?
Yeah.
But now that I'm a little older, I appreciate the fact that these kids are out here starting bands and stuff like that.
Me
And
too.
it just got me thinking like I wasn't doing shit when I was a freshman,
No.
and look at what these kids
Yeah.
can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, well, I'm just saying like I, I've had one experience of like a talent show, and I totally ate a bag of dicks.
Mm.
Yeah. So I was
What
telling
were
my
you
dad,
rapping?
no, I was performing a Kiss song.
Were you singing?
I lip synced. I bitched out. And
Ah.
all right, I'll kind of tell the story quickly. So, talent show at the YMCA was like a after school thing,
Okay.
and told you I was a Kiss stan. So
Kiss Stan.
yeah, that's just like mega fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a mega fan of Kiss, and basically I picked a song. It was rock and roll all night, party every day. I went in the back. You had to audition. They approved everybody, of
Yeah.
course. You know what I mean? And yeah, when it got time up there, I was like, ugh, I don't think I want to sing.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'll play this off, right? People celebrities do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm up there. They're playing the music. I'm stepping, and I start lip syncing, and all I hear is, "Turn the mic on."
Oh.
Yeah. And it wasn't terrible, as it wasn't dead silent. I got some applause, but it was embarrassing.
So was the like the original? What's the singer? Ace Frehley?
I think so. Or
It-
Paul Stanley, maybe.
Paul Stanley,
Yeah, Paul
yeah.
Stanley.
Was his vocals going through?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like nothing,
Okay.
but it wasn't super loud. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You could
yeah.
tell my microphone wasn't on, but I thought,
Was that your dad yelling, "Turn the mic on"?
that would be funny. I don't think so, but no. Once they said that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Realistically, I should have just started singing because
Hey,
nobody
man.
was gonna be like, yo, you suck.
Yeah, yeah.
Get off the stage.
Right, you're at the YMCA, man. Not
Still.
MSG. Man, so good.
Yeah, no, but it's just, I think about stuff like that, and I was telling my dad, it's like just the fact that these kids had the guts to get up there and
Yeah.
sing. It takes a lot.
Yeah,
It
man.
really does, especially at that age. You know what I mean? That's when all your nerves and you're most insecure about everything.
For real.
So it's like, I know I probably wouldn't have been able to get up on stage and, do vocals.
Right.
So, and that's half of it. So even if
Mhm.
they're not the best, it's like, hey, they're getting up there and they're jamming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely.
You specifically wrote on developing camaraderie with other groups this year, having like friendly competition, and you said generating a music scene was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of wanted you to speak on that. And you also mentioned house shows.
Mm-hmm.
Where were those taking place 10 years ago?
East Main Street,
East Main Street.
Westminster, Maryland,
Okay.
near the Riding Club. With bands, Daydreams. I think there may have been another band or something. But yeah, it was just in this dingy basement, playing shows, people coming. It was a mix between a show and a party.
Right.
And it just really ignited my love for what was really going down. Like the music was gathering people and generating just such an awesome camaraderie, like I said, amongst the bands and people, and I was so hyped on it. And I emailed the Carroll County Times
Okay.
and I said, something along the lines of what I just told you. And I was like, you guys need to come out and write a story about what's going on here in Westminster, because this is big shit.
Right.
And I sent this email to Carroll County Times, and I told them, there's going to be another house show
Right.
at this address at this date. Come, do your little recon mission and write an article on us, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
And I never got an email back,
Ah.
and they never showed up. And you know what? I'm glad they didn't, because the headline totally would have been something like, kids in dirty basement do drugs and listen to loud music. Like, what's wrong with our youth? I know,
Yeah, they would've gotten the wrong vibe.
that's the narrative they would have took. Not, look at all these kids, building this shit by themselves.
Oh yeah.
So,
They're like, it's the Warriors. in
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
What are these kids doing?
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It was funny, 'cause reaching out, it can give you opportunities. Just simply reaching out to the Carroll County Times.
Yeah,
You
man.
could have very well gotten that. 'Cause I have a quick funny story. I was a little kid. I used to like writing stories and stuff like that. I wanted to get a book published. I
Ooh.
thought I had a novel.
Ooh.
Okay, I had a children's book in real life,
Mhm.
but I thought I had written a graphic novel. Okay, so I'm looking up publishers online. I email one. His name was something Garcia, right? Email this dude. Hi, my name is John Abeda. I am writing a short novel. I forgot all the little details I put in there.
Mhm.
Sent out this decently official email, right? And then, a few days later, phone rings, and my mom picks it up, and guy on the phone is like, hey, this is blah 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 with blank publishing. Can we speak to John?" And my mom's like, "You want to speak to John? John Abeda?" They're like, "Yeah." And my mom's like, "He's 6 years old," or however old I was. And he's like, "Well, he emailed and reached out to us to get a book
Dang.
published. We wanted to reach out."
Dude.
I shit you not, in elementary school, I got a publisher to hit me back.
Your mom's like, who am I living with? Like, I got a little Stephen King down there or something.
Yeah, but that's what it reminded me of.
That's really cool, man. I like that drive and that determination, man.
Honestly, man, like that's one of the I don't have that many moments where I've been like I had the drive to do something.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of one of them, you know? It's like one of them things that made me start this in a way.
Yeah.
It was just something so simple as like, if I could get a publisher to call me in elementary school, I can do something. You know what I mean?
You can set up some mics and have a conversation.
Yeah, I had networking skills as a 6-year-old, okay?
Yeah, for real.
It's just more funny than everything. I told my dad if I ever ended up writing a book, I would love to reach out to that dude somehow.
Yeah.
I feel like he would remember.
Hey, bro, I got another idea.
What's up?
You ready to hit me? Oh, no, that's you saying it to him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, hey, remember me? This one's better.
Oh, yeah, right. Like, you thought that was good.
Right.
Dude, I low-key wish I still had that somewhere. But yeah, it really is just about reaching out.
Yeah, man.
It's the silly ass phrase, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Fuck it. Reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
Worst they do is not respond.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So you played Baltimore Soundstage that year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you've gone to shows there prior to that.
Prior, I don't know. What is this, 2012?
Yeah.
Prior, probably not.
Okay.
But afterwards, yes.
Yeah, so this is kind of speaking the same for, was it Record Theater?
Wrecker.
Wrecker. Same for that. How did it feel going and playing at a venue that you would normally pay to go see somebody at?
Yeah, it felt great being on that big stage and having a sound man and doing a sound check and playing with these other bands and, you know, having like a little backstage area. Just getting a taste of what all that was about and having your little artist wristband and having an X on my hand because I was under 21. Yeah, just all that is cool.
That's an interesting thing I just thought of. So you were playing bars and stuff like that and clubs when you were underage.
Yeah.
Did they basically make y'all leave as soon as you were done performing, or did they let you stick around just a little bit?
No, we had to pretty much be away from everything.
Yeah.
I remember specifically playing it's now called Oscar's Ale House in Eldersburg, but it used to be called Cobblestone. And we played that when we were like 15 and 16. Just like late night, Saturday night set, like right by the bar.
Did you have those like dancing older ladies and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
They are such a trip watching them, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all respect, though.
Yeah.
I love it. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And that's what we're there for. I mean, we're there to entertain. So if they're feeling good, get to it.
Right. Now, Crab Feast was another event that you played that year. Just in general, because, folks, you already know. All right, this is a crab state.
Yes.
All right. Did you tear up some crabs that day?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
And like, did you have traditions growing up eating crab and stuff like that?
Most definitely.
Busting out newspaper and mallets.
That's it, man. Maybe get the knife, maybe a little, a little cup of Old Bay, maybe even a cup of melted butter. Depends on how you're feeling. And so do you open up the crab first or take the legs off first?
Probably take the legs off.
Yeah. I was doing that for a while, and then
I don't know. I have not like picked crabs in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
One, they're expensive as shit,
I know. I
and
know.
two, it's just like so much easier to get a crab cake.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure. But I mean, a crab cake is expensive, so
It is, yeah.
yeah.
I remember, like, if you want to get like a seafood dinner now, one person, $50.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
It used to be where it's like, it was a special occasion where you got to go out and eat seafood, but at the same time, you could do it like every other week.
Seafood's just so damn good.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Also, is that a big thing? Is seafood like one of your favorite? Because you have a song called "Seafood Department."
Yeah, dude. Good point. Um. Well, I like all kinds of food,
It
but
seems like food is a general theme when it comes to some of the music. Cause
yeah.
you got Seafood Department. You got give me 1 second, cause it's a little bit early on. Cause one of the songs I was listening to it at work. Is it Cabo Wabo?
Yes.
Yeah, it was cheeseburger.
Yeah,
I was like at work,
yeah.
and that caught me, and I was like writing that down.
Nice.
I gotta talk about that.
My
yeah.
man.
So it's a silly ass question, but is food inspiring at all?
Yes. Yeah, and I actually got into cooking a little bit in like in
Nice.
the last 2 years or so.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's when I'm not being creative with music, I can get creative in the kitchen. So it's a really cool outlet
Yeah.
and very rewarding.
Yeah. Honestly, it's one of the best forms of therapy.
Yeah.
And it's something I definitely need to take up cooking because there's a lot of fine dishes I like, like blanched asparagus wrapped in like prosciutto.
Damn.
Throw some balsamic glaze on there, a little goat cheese.
There it is.
Some roasted peppers.
For you guys that are just listening, he's acting
I'm
like
doing
he's
the Salt Bay shit.
Yeah, he's chefing it up in front of me. You're funny.
Yeah, I talk with my hands a lot.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Oh,
not.
well, you guys are Italian, no?
Yeah, a little bit, mostly Spanish, but a little bit of Italian in there.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's funny because I feel like I look more Spanish, but my mannerisms are probably a lot of Italian. Either way, yeah, I just in general need to learn how to make some dishes because you always need to know how to make a dish for a woman.
Yes.
You know what I mean, and in general for yourself. You
Yeah.
know, for the folks listening, this studio is my parents' basement, so still a lot of home cooked meals over here.
Love
you know
it.
what I mean? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But in general, I need to see, like, I know how to make a few things, but I don't make them enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
I need to like genuinely make more shit. It's like anything, you have to force yourself to pick it up. Jam's Music Center. That was describe what Jam's Music Center is. Was it a like an outdoor thing?
No, it was think of like a music and arts kind of spot.
Okay. Was it like a store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
a store with a lot of like entry level instruments.
That's right.
And it had like an emphasis on like a school vibe kind of thing.
Okay.
But they had a stage and like performance area that they would host shows at.
I gotcha.
And none of us were a part of like their school or anything, but yeah, we played shows there a couple times with different bands in the community.
Right. I was thinking of Brass Monkey Saloon. I was thinking ahead of that because that's like an outdoor kind of. Was that like an outdoor thing?
No,
Where was that? Where was that?
That's somewhere in Baltimore. I can't remember where.
See, is this still around? Did they close down?
I'm not sure.
Cause I was
Jamie,
trying
can you
to
look that up for us real quick?
I was trying to look it up and I couldn't find it exactly. All I could see was like I think I saw like rooftop bar somewhere.
Okay.
So, but that was talk about what that was like.
Yeah, it was just a little dingy club.
Okay.
can't remember where in Baltimore, but yeah, the Brass Monkey Saloon, and they our parents came, and they had like little nudie pictures on the tables. You know how like you can have like a design underneath the glass.
Yeah, yeah.
So like you're like eating on top of it or whatever, and you can't move it. Well, it was naked women on
Oh
all
my
the
God.
tables.
Are we talking fully buck nude?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. And so yeah,
Gotta eat your food like facing forward.
yeah. Our
Can't
parents
look
were
down.
probably like, "What are our kids doing? Like coming to these kinds of places?"
Yeah,
But
what are they being exposed to?
yeah, but yeah, Brass Monkey Saloon. We only played there one time.
I gotcha. It just seemed like a kind of thing to mention. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
it's a good
Because
time.
it's you can't really talk about every single show. You know what I mean?
No,
So I'm trying to nitpick
hell
the
yeah,
pretty notable ones,
cool.
and um, you know, it's like I said, it's a little hard to pick them, but
Mm-hmm.
Brass Monkey Saloon sounded like a pretty cool spot, and when I looked it up, like I said, I couldn't find much. So that's another reason I brought it up because I couldn't find much on it.
Some did happen at that spot actually. Like all the other bands were way older than us, and I think they may have made a comment or two as we were setting up. But we played "Hot for Teacher" by Van Halen.
Perfect for the
Yeah, right. Yeah.
scenery.
Uh-huh. And then like in the lull between the songs, one of them said, like loud enough for everybody to hear, "Man, I don't want to play anymore." Like, cause his band was after, and we just like
Right.
ripped this Van Halen cover. So we kind of like won him over after,
I
like, cause we were all
gotcha.
like fresh shaven, like,
Yeah.
um. So yeah, that was a pretty cool moment.
That's cool. So you kind of started off the year recording your second EP at Blue Room Productions, and you handed that out at shows
Yes.
that year. Did you play the 4-H fair that year?
The 4-H fair. I think we may have, yeah.
Yeah, because that's where I got the pin there.
Mm.
And I did have the EP, but I remember giving it to one of my family members.
Mm.
Still haven't gotten it back. I'm gonna need that physical copy.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. Is there actually there is a way to listen online? They're on SoundCloud, right? The original EPs.
Yeah, they're also on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, cause I listened to the self-titled Sal Paradise and It's All a Joke through Amazon because that's like my main platform that I listen on, and I was trying to find the EPs and stuff like that to listen, but it wasn't really like super downloadable.
Right,
But
right.
I did have that, but then I remembered because I was like finalizing my notes and everything before you came over, and I looked it up and I was like, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, SoundCloud and YouTube for those early EPs.
Yeah. So I'm kind of gonna bring this up a little earlier, but is there a reason for like changing around studios and stuff like that?
I think it's kind of hard to put myself back then and what exactly we were thinking, but I think we were just down to keep progressing, and like all the studios that you've mentioned, like each one got a little better, a little more expensive.
Right. So it
Also,
was more convenient for you guys to go to other studios.
yeah. Also, it's not like we built like some wonderful relationship with like those beginning engineers, and like we had to go back. Like it was, we were all open and excited to go work with somebody else.
Right. You didn't exactly become super close.
Yeah,
with any
yeah.
of
It
the
wasn't
other
like the
guys.
Foo Fighters and Butch Vig or something, and like
Right.
they're working together on every record.
Gotcha. Now, Sportsman's Hall was another place that you played. For those of you who don't know, that is our local skating rink,
Yes.
and I attended that show with my parents.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that, but it was It was fun skating around and watching them skate around. It did not take them long before they were done skating.
Uh-huh.
A few falls, and it'll get you.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, Sportsman's Hall is a staple to Carroll County. It's been
Uh-huh.
around forever, and it's like it's the spot in middle school.
Dude, I don't think they were even having shows there. I think we just like called them, and it was us and the usual suspects, and we just put on a show, and we played
Yeah.
on the damn rink.
Yeah, you
Like
did.
not even like
I remember like literally skating past.
yeah,
Cause didn't you do Crazy Train?
probably.
I only remember that because I was skating past like, choo
Yeah.
choo.
That's funny, man. Well, thanks for coming to all them shows, man.
Yeah, of course.
Really,
I'm gonna
really
be coming
appreciate
to
it.
the ones upcoming.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Cause you really came out and supported me, so I'm gonna return the love.
Yeah, man.
It's always been love, though. I mean, we
No
just
doubt.
kind of fell out because I mean, I guess I probably because when I got a little older, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just kind of forget we were pretty far apart in age, so
Yeah.
it's like we didn't grow up going to school or nothing. We only knew each
Mhm.
other from Vacation Bible School.
Yes.
So, but yeah, man, it was really fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it was
Good.
just cool, you know, knowing somebody in a local band. That was probably my first ever experience with local music. So, that's crazy. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
So did you have experiences going there a lot?
Sportsman's Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I grew up going there as a little kid. I haven't been there in years and years, but oh yeah, I definitely remember going there, and
It
you
seems
know,
like it was the spot in middle school. Like,
yeah,
that's where it was like everybody's like, "Who's skating tonight?" You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what you heard every week.
Could
Every
you
Friday.
backward skate?
No.
Me neither.
I'm not a great skater at
Yeah,
all.
Yeah.
I fell on my ass. Oh, I got too close to the people that really know how to skate.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear, this adult dude, man, he just fucking trucked me, bro.
Really?
I don't think it was intentional or anything,
Yeah.
but he was just going so fast, and he
Yeah.
just, I guess, didn't feel like dodging a kid. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
But I just, like, I remember taking a spill, and I think he literally said, like, don't get so close. You know what I mean?
Dang.
And then I
Welcome
was-
to the rink, kid.
Yeah. Shit gets real,
Yeah, I was
son.
practicing for the roller derby.
Probably, yo. Have you ever been ice skating?
Yeah, I've been one time.
For me, that was easier than roller skating.
Really?
Absolutely.
Damn.
I don't know what
I'm
it
the
was.
opposite.
I fell like I kind of tripped like once. It wasn't
Mm.
even a fall, and like I kind of intentionally fell, but I didn't fall once. I mean,
Wow.
I was definitely like riding the wall,
Yeah.
but for me it was so much easier because it's all you got to do is be balanced
Right.
on both feet, and it's not even like walking across a tightrope where you got to be like one in front of the other. You just got to like stand your ground,
Yeah.
and then literally Frozone
Yeah.
from The Incredibles. Like, you got to do that shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me it was mad easy. I would do that well before I roller skate again.
I'll have to give it another try.
Yeah, it was a field trip. It was a
Mm.
Gateway field trip.
Gateway School.
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Yeah, did hella field trips there.
Nice.
Yeah,
They
surprise.
had to get you kids out.
It's a great school. It really is. Like I don't know how much you know about the school.
Maybe I only know the bad things.
Most people only know the bad
Yeah.
things, bro. Did you know that you can voluntarily go to Gateway?
No.
Neither did I. See,
Was
here's
that
the
you?
No.
Okay.
No, I gave a fake BB gun. Well, that's not a fake BB gun. I gave a
Mm.
fake gun to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't even shoot pellets. So
Yeah.
like the only thing he could have realistically done is like meleeed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But basically,
When you're that age, they don't take like they take every little gun thing very
right.
seriously.
So just like quick story. A friend of mine from ROTC, he had given me a pocket knife at the mall. It like the tip was broken off, so
Mhm.
he just gave it to me, but I still considered that a nice gesture. Now this airsoft gun, My friend gave it to me, and it couldn't even operate then. So I like broke the tip off,
Mhm.
and that broke it even worse.
Right.
Um, and I'm like, I don't use this. I was like, yo, do you want this? He's like, yeah. But my mistake was giving it to him at school. We had I had agreed I was gonna
Mm.
give it to him. Right now, here's the thing. Right, me and this kid have literally like smoked cigarettes in the bathroom. You know what I mean? He's that type of kid.
Yeah.
I was not like. Now here's the thing, right? Uh, it's one thing. Like me and a few other friends would like rip like a half cig. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? This motherfucker would light up a fresh cigarette,
Dang.
ballsy as hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly, I thought this kid will be fine. Me giving
Right.
him this.
Yeah.
He kept bringing it back,
To
and like,
school?
yeah, he kept bringing it
Days
back
later?
days later, um, and basically, being an idiot, you know, kind of like telling people about it. And what ended up happening was some other friends of mine, for whatever reason, told the office that a totally other kid had it, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, basically, they just wanted to fuck with this kid and get him in trouble. So they basically told the office that this kid that had nothing to do with me and my friend, that he had this little fake gun, right? He gets called in and searched and stuff like that. Uh, he or one of the other dudes, they end up, you know, tattletaling and going, oh no, it's actually my friend. They
Mm.
pull my friend in, and then he tattletales on me.
Jeez.
And then on my 16th birthday, right hand to God, called into the office, expelled on the spot, son, on the spot.
Really? What school?
Winter's Mill. They did not fuck around. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was in ROTC, giddy up and everything, man. I was like, last
Wow.
thing I was expecting. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I walk into the office, and there's two police officers there. And that's what I'm like, because, you know, I've gotten called into the office before
Mhm.
all the time for a little stupid behavior,
Mhm.
talking. And I'd actually been doing pretty well. You know, I'd straightened up, gotten in ROTC, stuff like that. You know, I was still, you know, doing shit, but not
Yeah.
like I wasn't a dickhead.
Good.
You know, I wasn't a dickhead freshman anymore.
Mhm.
Um, I'd calm down. So I kind of thought maybe it was like good progress report, and then I see the cops. I'm like, this ain't a good progress report.
Yeah, they're just calling you in to be like, John, you know, you're really doing good around here, man. We got some officers here to give you a little ribbon.
Yeah, they would actually like to offer you a role as
Yeah.
a.
Yeah, they're here ready to throw your sweet 16. You ready to go?
Yeah, long story short, ended up going to Gateway, but it's a really great school, man. It really is. It's got a bad
Gotcha.
reputation. And where
Gotcha.
I was going to go with that was I was actually like SGA president for
Mm.
Gateway, and
Mhm.
I literally went to Westminster High School, not to speak in front of the students, but it was like more like I think faculty and other adults. I was like advocating for Gateway, like it's a good school, you know what I mean? And genuinely all of the teachers there take so much care to like get to know their students. For example, right? If you walked into class and you just weren't feeling it,
Mhm.
clearly you're upset at whatever's going on at home and you're just not doing your work. Most teachers are just going to tell you to do your work or kick you out.
Right.
Not Gateway teachers.
Mm.
All right? They go, everybody give me an blah 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 a minute. And they go, what's wrong with you? All right? Seriously.
Mm.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing your work? And they talk to you. They genuinely know what's going on with a lot of these kids, because really, man, a lot of those kids at Gateway had really tough situations going on. I knew a girl who like quite literally had to take care of multiple siblings,
Mm.
and she would come to class and like be sleepy as hell in the morning, and like some days she would literally just be like head down, like wasn't feeling it, cuz she literally had to take care of people at home. So, but these teachers really
Yeah.
got to know you, and they care. You know what I mean?
Good.
You ever had a teacher you felt like didn't care at all?
Yeah, a
They don't
couple.
want to know. They don't care about the students.
Yeah.
They could give a shit if a kid in class has shit going on.
Right.
If he's giving him a hard time, he's not gonna try to fix it. He's, get out.
Yeah.
Get out of my classroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did have a teacher that would, if you acted up, this is in high school, he would take you out in the hallway and he would say, "Are you getting enough attention at home?" And which is a little abrasive. It's a
Yeah.
little right to the point. I feel like the gateway teachers were probably a little more in tune with those
Oh
kinds
yeah,
of
well they
kids.
know when they're just like being dickheads.
Yeah.
You know, they know when to go like, "Hey, cut it off."
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like they know when something's genuinely wrong. You know what I mean? And it's just like it. Overall, I have no complaints. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I was genuinely surprised, and I really didn't want to leave. They kind of like they didn't push me out because I could have stayed.
What, at Gateway?
Yeah,
Where
but
did you end up graduating from?
Winters Mill. I went back to Winters
Oh,
Mill.
okay.
But basically, it's all the classes are at an academic level. There's no like honors. There's no AP, anything like that, because obviously a lot of students there have difficulties maintaining grades and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's why they're sent there. So for me, I'm not a genius. Okay,
Mhm.
I said this in my last podcast. I never really got a lot of straight A's or anything like that. But when I went there, I mean, the work was so easy for me that I was just like, they'd give me work, and I'm just like, done. You know
Simple
what I
as
mean?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they really liked me too because I gave nobody a hard time. Some of the kids there and it's also a middle school. It's half a middle school and half a high school. So if you ever
Mm.
seen Gateway, it's not big. So just
Mm.
know half of it's a middle school.
Dang.
Yeah, literally like full freshman, junior, senior, sophomore, maybe 100 kids, maybe
All together.
all together. That's it. Not even 100, I don't think.
Yeah.
Um, so also played the Fall Fest in
Yes.
2013. We got real off topic.
Yes.
Jumping right back
Fall
in.
Fest.
Similar with St. John's, did you have any traditions of going there?
Yeah, a little bit. I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely cool playing that.
Yeah.
We were playing a mix of covers and originals, and it's a good show.
Right. When it comes to playing covers and stuff like that, I was curious how do you choose where in the set to put the covers? You know what I mean? How do you mix up originals and covers?
Probably like one original to every 3 covers.
Okay.
Definitely try to have like nice dynamics through the set, like 2 bumping ones, maybe one that's a little chill. Occasionally we'll play this is for like bar shows.
Right.
Like all like venue shows. We're going to play all originals, but for the bar shows, don't really put like 3 originals in a row. People tend to respond better when they know the song.
Yeah, that's something I was gonna ask is, because a lot of bands, they throw their covers kind of towards the end of the set. Once they're a little more established and everything like that, they'll either open or end with some covers. But I kind of figured, I want you to say if this is true, do you alternate covers and originals because it really helps keep the audience engaged? You know what I mean? Because do you feel like if you were to play too many originals in a row, they kind of would tune out a little bit?
Yes.
And it kind of it makes them appreciate the original tunes maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, and sometimes, I won't even say it's an original until the song ends because, some people don't want to hear originals. They might go use the bathroom when you say this next one's called, Purple Moose off our new record. Like, no one wants to hear that shit, bro. Give us some freaking Steely Dan.
I wrote this song.
Yeah.
On a lonely night,
yeah,
guys.
exactly. So listen to this 6.5-minute track about me complaining.
This is all me, everybody.
Yeah.
Right from the heart. Okay. Now we're going to 2014. You went live on the internet radio, Classic Rock The Vault.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Oh, man, that was awesome. I was somewhere in Pennsylvania. It was internet radio, so you couldn't like turn a dial into it. You had to go into a website. But
Okay.
yeah, I can't remember how that got set up, but we had like a little interview and we played some songs acoustically.
Right.
And David was driving like this nice car then, like this vintage car, not like
Nice.
this like shiny expensive one.
Right.
So we showed up in that and we, put the headphones on and did a radio interview. It was a good feeling for sure. And
Nice.
the dude Mike Wolf, he interviewed us, and actually we took a picture with him, and later for our debut record, we put like a close up picture of his face on the CD,
Okay.
like the actual CD that you put into a player.
Right.
Um, so yeah, a lot happened.
Yeah. The next year, I wasn't gonna bring it up quite yet, but we're really on the same topic. You played live on Irie Radio in Ocean City,
Mm.
98.1 FM in 2015. How did internet radio compare and differ to regular radio, car radio?
Um, yeah, the dial radio FM definitely is more official.
Right.
Although you, for the most part, have to be in that area. Although I guess you could just go online and search,
Yeah.
whatever radio station you want. But yeah, it was a little more official.
I gotcha.
For that one in particular in Ocean City, we played full band.
Gotcha.
So it was a little more involved.
Okay. Did you notice a boost in listeners after doing both of those?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't even know if we were on Apple Music and Spotify at that point, but definitely like after we would do stuff like that, we'd have like some likes come in on our Facebook page.
Gotcha.
And
So you
new people
definitely
discovering
noticed-
us.
You definitely noticed that people were.
Yeah,
You were getting more people drawn in.
we get the bump. Yeah.
That's good. Now this was interesting. You played at your first wedding that
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Now first, you've played multiple weddings then.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But
So
there
first
is,
and only.
there is just always a first.
How
and
was that?
It was cool. I think it was a couple that had like seen us play somewhere, and they wanted us to play at their wedding. Now they had an official wedding band.
Okay.
We were kind of like the party band for after like the
right, after the main reception.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And it was cool.
Yeah.
We felt honored,
That's-
to
that-
to
I-
play this couple's special day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna ask. Like, how did it feel when they asked for you to play their wedding?
Dude, it felt really damn good. And something cool that's actually coming up October of this year. We're playing this other couple. They saw us at a show, and they asked us to be the actual wedding band.
Wow.
So that's gonna be our second wedding of this year in October, and
Nice.
actually the show's in Brooklyn.
Ooh,
So we're looking forward to that.
hell yeah, man! That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, man.
Now this is also the year you began playing the Cool Schools Polar Bear Plunge, and you played that for at least 4 years in a row. You said it was your biggest show at the time. That's what it
Mhm.
said on Facebook. So how was that being your biggest show at the time? Was that one of the shows you got nervous at?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was also really cold out.
What time of year does it go on in?
January.
Oof.
Yeah, outside.
and you're plunging in water, I'm assuming.
Yes, and right by the water, so you get that breeze right off the water. So
Oof,
we were freezing,
I bet.
we were nervous, and we killed it.
Good.
Yeah, we won them over, man.
There you go.
Yeah, it was good.
You specifically said you learned how to entertain crowd that night.
Yeah, just a crowd with that size could be hard to keep all their attention, and you really have to project your performance. Um, and yeah, that was a good first taste of, hey, if you want to make a living doing this, you're gonna be facing this kind of thing a lot.
Right.
So it was really good.
What are the main differences that you have when it comes to entertaining a small crowd versus a big crowd?
Um, I mean, at the core, nothing changes.
Okay.
But a smaller crowd is just like a little more intimate. Like I might say something not even in the mic. You know what
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean? And
Reading
like,
my mind, intimate was what came to my head. I
yeah,
mean, probably talk a little more one on one with the
yeah,
crowd.
yeah.
That's good.
Mm,
See, that's where like the similarities with stand up come in. You know what I
right.
mean?
That's it, man. You
I-
should get Tony as your next guest.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll reach out.
Yeah.
I'll reach out. No, I'm not even shitting you, Ben. Just because you said that, I'll message Tony Hinchcliffe
Yeah, yeah.
and just see what he says.
Uh-huh.
Seriously, why not?
Yeah, dude.
And it'd be really funny if this somehow grew, and then I ended up seeing Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, bro.
If I message him,
this
he
is
doesn't.
just the beginning.
If I message him, he doesn't respond. I'm like, "Yo, Tony,
Mm-hmm.
what's up, man?
Yeah.
You're not answering."
Don't leave me hanging.
I will do that. I'm not joking.
All right, go for it.
Because it's funny. you know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean?
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Just to prove to you people, it never hurts.
Yeah.
So you continued to play and learn new covers around this time as well. Do you know any of the newer covers that you were playing at the time?
When is this exactly?
2014.
2014.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly, but it was probably some Police, some Chili Peppers,
Okay.
maybe Nirvana.
Okay. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's like when you're covering classic rock, I mean, technically when you're playing new covers, it's still like probably a lot of the same bands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you like experiment with any bands that you never really covered before?
Like some brand new bands to
Um,
cover.
Not necessarily like a newer band, but just like a band in general that you never covered live.
Oh,
But either or.
I mean, this came recent or later, but like we covered a Wolfpack song.
Okay.
Do you know Wolfpack?
I would have to see,
Yeah.
like, I'd have to see the name and
Yeah,
everything
it's
like that.
VULFPECK. They
Ah.
had that song Back Pocket. That's probably one of their bigger ones. But
Chances are I've heard it, but not off the top.
yeah, it's funky. And yeah, that was we like heard about them and then covered one of their songs, so
Right.
that was fun.
What are some covers you guys got in circulation now, or plan on having in circulation?
Right now we've been playing that song Tequila. Do 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 do. A lot of this is on
Okay.
that wedding playlist, so we've kind
Nice.
of been working on that.
Okay. It's a great song.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we play Prince and just started playing Crocodile Rock by Elton John. That one's
Okay.
pretty fun.
Have you gotten any bizarre requests? Like, has anybody at the wedding or something like that, or somewhere where you were invited to play? Did they ask specifically to play any certain covers, or did they just let you do your thing?
Yeah, at this wedding coming up, they gave us a whole list, and there's a couple on there that might be a little bit of a stretch for us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much, or I am. I'm willing to play them all and happy to play them all. I don't really want to play Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
Definitely not hating on Journey. I think they're a good band, but I don't know if us as a trio can really do that song justice. We don't even have a keyboard
Right.
player, and I'm just kind of over that song, man. I've heard that so many damn times.
Yeah, that's true, man. where I work at, they play classic rock, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, hearing them every day makes them hearing songs like Living on a Prayer where it's already kind of overplayed
Yeah.
on a daily basis still doesn't ruin it for me, but it's just like I get what you mean. There's just some of them songs that everybody hears. It's like
Well, what would you rather listen to? Stairway to Heaven or Freebird?
at a show, uh well, Stairway to Heaven's longer, right?
Let's just say they're the same length.
Okay. Probably Freebird at a bar or something like that.
Yeah,
It
me
really
too.
depends on the environment, but if you're trying to really get the crowd going, definitely like Freebird.
I feel like I've
'Cause you'll
heard.
have at least two drunk people go, Freebird!
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. They love
Play
that. They love it.
Freebird! That's such a joke, and I've heard
Yeah.
that so many times. It's really
Mhm.
funny. So, you started recording the self-titled record that year too, right?
Yes, yeah.
And we're transitioning right into the next year where you released it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wanted to speak on the track "A Child in Denver." Now,
Mhm.
I am a child from Denver.
Oh my
so-
goodness, you
Yeah.
are, bro.
Yeah. So, what inspired the name for that and everything? Do you remember it all?
Yeah. And I guess I'm gonna dive right into it. Well, I can't believe you are a child from Denver. That is funny as shit.
It is, yeah.
I'm
That-
definitely gonna tell that to the band
It
because
was
that
literally the first song that I was like, because I downloaded all the music to like re-listen and everything like that,
Mhm.
and I saw that I was like, oh yeah, I'm asking about that.
Yeah. Well, damn, bro. I guess I will give you the honest answer. So, A Child in Denver, ACID, acid, and
Okay.
we all
I
discovered acid, and we were pretty mind blown. And those lyrics in that song are about eating acid for the first time.
okay, dude, I can't believe that is now my favorite acronym
Hey,
of all time. I'm not gonna lie,
Hell yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I have a friend who his username is alpaca bowl.
Mm.
So when you say it, alpaca bowl.
Uh,
Yeah, he
There you
told me
go.
that. I was like,
Yep. It's funny when that happens.
yeah. And the place that I get my tattoos at, they have like their own like kind of head shop at the
Mhm.
side. Shout out Bullets Inc. And they have like kind of merch and stuff like that, and it's a big number 1 on the hat, and then it says BRN, so it's burn one. And I was like, what is BRN? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's an acronym, but really it's just an abbreviation.
There you
And he
go.
told me that. I was like, nice.
Yeah.
I love good acronyms
Yeah,
like
man. Good question.
that. I that could not have been a better reason for naming the title. I
Yeah.
love it.
Mm.
Oh man. And it's also a perfect example, like I said. It the reason I asked you to describe your sound, it was so hard for me because at the beginning of this song, it's very somber where he was talking about the lights being all dim and everything like that.
Right.
And then y'all just came in and started jamming
Mhm.
because I think it was the first song I maybe started listening to at work one day, and I was so tuned into the somber part that when y'all started jamming, it really took me off guard and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's a perfect example of that. Now, did you say you were in Denver at the time when that happened? The acid experience?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It was just an abbreviation, but do you have any experiences in Colorado?
Yeah. Yeah. I went to Red Rocks Amphitheater and saw String Cheese Incident.
Okay.
Went to a few natural hot springs.
Nice.
Couple hikes at Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yeah, that's a big thing out there is
Couple
hiking.
dispensaries, you know. Did the Colorado thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I plan on. I don't really know what I plan on doing out there. We always go hiking somewhere. It's just like it just seems like that's the thing to do.
Yeah, yeah,
You have to at least go outside and hike somewhere once.
definitely.
Um, but yeah, either way,
Have fun out there.
I will. Absolutely, I'll be sure to keep in touch. I'll let
Yeah.
you know what's going on out there. Um, so also, the song "Cracked Coconut" was that came out to me a
Mm.
little bit. I was because I'm curious what it means because you kept saying like it was you're a cracked coconut or I'm a cracked coconut, something
Yeah.
like that. What's that mean to be a cracked coconut? Like,
Um. Well. Uh. So we were playing that song in Reed's basement, and then we walked outside, and we had found a literal cracked coconut
okay,
in his yard, and we're like, "Why is this random thing here?" And Reed said, "I threw it out my room the other day," because Reed is just a destructive person, and like he just found something and threw it outside, and then we're like crack coconut. So that phrase
just random.
doesn't have too much weight to it.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Hmm.
That's funny. Kind of
Yeah.
like constipated pig. It was
That's
just a
it, man.
random thing.
Yeah.
That's funny. But no, just the way it was sung, it almost
Yeah.
seemed like it meant something. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But I started thinking about it too. Literally, I'm like, wait, because it sounds almost like kind of a negative sense, like
Mm.
oh, I'm a cracked coconut. And I thought, wait, you crack a coconut to get what's good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just silly shit. We already talked about playing live on Irie Radio that year. Started hitting the college circuit, playing at places like Carroll Community.
Mhm.
Now, I don't think this was a Foggy May event, but you did a solo thing at Carroll Community, right? Where it was a Pink Floyd tribute thing.
Yeah, it
Is
wasn't solo. I was like playing with another group, but yeah,
okay.
none of the members of Foggy May were
Right,
up there with me.
that's what I meant,
Yeah.
more or less.
Mhm.
But yeah, I remember going to that too.
For real?
Yeah, I can't
Nice.
remember if you just told me it personally or if you had posted about it, but
Mhm.
yeah, either way, I do remember going to that.
Hell yeah, man.
What was that like? Because obviously Pink Floyd must be an inspiration. So
They
what did it
are.
feel like to be able to play for not a huge official Pink Floyd cover thing, but
Right.
you know something to that level?
It felt great. Learning David Gilmour solos. Oh, rewind. Favorite guitar player is David Gilmour's in there for sure. But I got the time solo and the money solo, and or at least sections of those solos.
Right.
And yeah, just learning his stuff and playing with a great band in front of all those people was great.
Nice. Have you ever heard of Several Species?
Yes.
You ever go and seen them?
Um, I feel like I have seen them at like yeah, I saw them at Pier 6 one time.
Me too.
Yeah, they play there
Yeah.
like every year, I think.
Yeah, my dad got me into them, and I went with them one year. Very impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do the whole setup with the lights and everything like that. Have
Mhm.
a big ass pig floating around,
Yeah.
and there's definitely people in my dad's generation there on acid. Full, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
dudes walking around,
Yeah.
just not looking at anybody, but talking to everybody. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
You could
yeah.
tell homie was fucked up.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Uh-huh.
Genuinely surprised. I mean, a lot of cover bands do pretty justice. Shout out to Closer to Death, which was a Megadeth cover band that I saw at Rock on the Hill yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Closer to, and then it's like DETH.
All right.
Yeah. I did actually write down most of the bands that I saw that night, and because I just like shouting out some local bands.
Mhm.
I know I saw Cole. They were a band. They were good. Hot and Dangerous was the first band that I saw. A lot of these bands did covers and stuff like that, but most of them also had some originals. Either
Well,
way,
what was the fest called?
Rock on the Hill Festival.
Rock on the
Yeah, I
Hill,
know I saw.
2022.
Yeah,
People find it.
yeah, Set for Tomorrow was there.
Okay.
They were a heavier band. Yeah.
That's cool. Sounds fun.
It was a really good show, and I want to say it was maybe the first annual one, or if it was first or second. Either way, really good. I only see it getting bigger. It had the main stage that my dad was telling you about. It had like big festival sound quality.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like genuinely surprising. And the other side stage was perfect because it was like right under the trees. You had benches to sit on, nice shade and everything like that. So quite literally, we got a bite to eat, sat down, and then when that set was over, checked out the rest of the other set and just went back and forth.
That's a day right there.
Yeah. All right. Gettysburg Rock Music Festival.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Take a look at my shirt, bro.
Oh, no shit.
I'm wearing the shirt right now. It was awesome. Yeah, it's like a 2-day, 3-day festival throughout Gettysburg, at all these different venues. Hundreds of bands play, like literally like 250 bands play.
Damn.
And maybe like 200. Maybe like 175.
No, that's major though, dude. Anything over like 30 is like, what the hell?
Yeah. So it's a big festival, and it's all to raise money for children with cancer.
Awesome.
So we played that for a couple years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Again, it's like I said, I'm looking through trying to find notable ones, and that just
Yeah,
seemed like one of
that
them.
was a real cool one because we got to, because there were so many damn bands, like
Right.
we got to meet a lot of people, and that's actually where we met this band that we would play with in the future called Medusa's Disco,
Okay.
that I would really highly recommend to everybody. Badass band.
I will definitely make sure to link some form of their social media
Cool.
in the description. Yeah. And then last thing for 2015 I have was Launch Music Conference. You had two lineup spots, and you played there multiple years.
Yeah. We met up with Medusa's Disco there as well.
Nice.
The Lancaster, Gettysburg area was their stomping grounds. And Launch was cool because that was a multi-day fest / conference. So we played our shows, but they could go to like little like powwows, like little talks,
Right.
little conference things, how to market your music, how to.
So it was a real learning opportunity.
Yeah. The festival's called Launch. You go there to try to kickstart your career.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. I feel like a lot of events should have more stuff like that. I mean, going to any event is a learning experience in itself, but it seemed like they really had like extra tools there and stuff like that.
I did.
That's what's up. 2016, which I think was a really pivotal year for you guys, because it was the first year where you guys had multiple shows in every month of the year.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like? Did you guys have any struggles at all having to play a lot of shows, or was it just like keep them coming?
Yeah, I think we were probably a little tired with some of the late nights, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But overall, I think we were just saying keep them coming.
Yeah.
Like I was really I am now, but then I was extremely ambitious about booking and just playing as much as we can. So I was pleased with playing multiple times a month, every month of the year.
Did it take you a while? Like, did it take you to the end of the year to really realize that you guys had been doing shows every month, multiple shows?
Yeah, I guess so. Some of them were like booked out like 5-6 months ahead, but others were, shows we were just picking up. So
Okay.
at the end of the year, looking back, we're like, oh, damn, we just played like 3 shows a month. Not bad.
Yeah. And another reason I think it was pivotal for you guys, because you began independently recording.
Yeah.
That's when you were recording Sal Paradise.
Yes.
What allowed you guys to begin independently recording?
Tascam recorder.
Okay.
Bought that for like 300 and something.
Describe what that is.
It is, well, I'll give you my caveman definition. It's just a digital recorder,
Okay.
and that has maybe 10 tracks, 12 tracks.
Okay.
Can't remember exactly. David was definitely the brains behind all the home recording. Um, so yeah, it's just a way to record yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
little piece of equipment.
There you go. Now, this is pretty interesting. All right, you traveled to Atlanta and auditioned for America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, not selected to be on the show,
No.
and we'll talk about that and maybe why that is. Um, but talk about getting to see the behind the scenes of the show, because you guys mentioned that was pretty like cool to see. That was like the positive thing about going out there.
Yeah, just like being in the line that you see on television of all like the people with their numbers on their chest, and like actually being there and thinking, all right, I'm about to audition for America's Got Talent. So the behind the scenes thing is everybody who lines up to audition for the show doesn't go out on that big stage in front of I can't think of the judges right now. Howie Mandel's one of them, right?
I don't even know.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And in front of those judges.
I know J-Lo was back in the day, I think.
Yeah, yeah. In front of that big crowd, like they send you to a separate table of judges that are not famous people, that are more so producers for the show.
Gotcha.
To look like who's going to make America tune in. They want the highest ratings for the show, so they get the best people for the show, whether it's the most talented or the most interesting.
And that is what I was going to ask. Do you feel that audition shows are scripted, and do you think that they overlook talent in order to appeal to a sob story or something like that? Because it's kind of like a joke that people make on the internet where it's like somebody's auditioning for like The Voice or whatever, and they literally don't do anything but tell their sad story, and all the judges stand up and they get like the golden buzzer. So did you guys feel that at all? Did you think like maybe like, man, we're talented. It's kind of like, did you look at some of the people that ended up getting on TV and going like, why'd they pick that? Or just
a little bit. But like I said before, I understood their job. It's their literal job to produce ratings for the show, and if 3 kids in hoodies playing a song that isn't even on the main airways of music in today's society, they're not gonna pick them.
Yeah.
So you may say, why did you go down there? Well, Reed's dad was all about it.
Okay.
He's like, boys, I signed you up. I'm gonna drive you down there. He drove us down there.
Wow.
We stayed at Reed's aunt's.
Okay.
So like, it was completely free of charge trip.
That's what's up.
And
most important.
Yeah, and it was also cool that Reed's dad, Scott, had an interest in an interest in us enough to the point to where he took off time to drive us down to Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
Because he believed in us, even more so than we did ourselves. Because the whole time down there, we were like, what is this shit? America's Got Talent? That's not whatever we thought.
Yeah.
Like, we thought like touring and like.
Yeah, you didn't think that was obtainable.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, just getting down there, man, it's still an achievement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though you didn't make it,
it's a really good memory for sure.
I don't know anybody else that auditioned for America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah, and it's a good story.
Definitely.
Played the Hard Rock Cafe that year as well. I've never been there, so kind of tell me what the environment's like in there.
Yeah, the one in Baltimore is cool. It's right by the water.
Okay.
And we were playing a part of a competition.
Okay.
and we won the competition
Nice.
and got to play on the main stage at Artscape, which is America's largest free arts festival,
Okay.
and it happens in Baltimore.
Did you say Maryland's or America's?
America.
Jeez.
It's the largest free arts
Oh,
festival.
free.
Yeah.
That's still pretty big.
Yeah, yeah.
And is it always in Maryland?
Yeah, it's
No
in
shit.
Baltimore. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at us. Look
Yeah.
at Maryland.
Yeah, man. Nah, dude, we live in a cool spot.
Not only do we have the biggest free art show,
Mhm.
we have the most murders. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, right. We got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we're busting all the statistics.
The
folks.
mountains, the beach.
Apparently, we're like Tree City too. I think a lot of cities are considered Tree City.
What's considered Tree City?
I don't know. I was told that like Westminster in general is one of the most like populated states as far as trees in the United States of America. Yeah, like there's hella trees apparently here. Hella trees and hella tree.
Well, yeah. There you go. Now we're talking.
But was it good playing at the Hard Rock?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, with all the pictures of rock stars
Oh,
and their
yeah.
instruments and stuff.
That was one of the places as a kid that I definitely heard of, and it
Mm.
seemed like a really big. It seemed bigger than it, kind of is.
Yeah,
Not saying it's not an achievement, but you know what I mean.
definitely.
As a kid, you're like, it kind of seems like a fucking like a big arena almost. You know what I mean? From
Yeah.
the outside, it's just like it looks so cool on the outside. Got the big ass guitar. I've never been inside or anything like that, but
Yeah, check it out, man. And
I
now that
will.
I'm thinking about it, I think like the first time we played, it was like outside, and we won that and advanced to the next one.
Okay.
And that was hosted by Matt Davis, DJ on 98 Rock. So, which
Gotcha.
was exciting. And Amelia was one of the judges.
Okay.
And we did not advance from that one, and it's because I do like some skitting and scatting, and I did this like little rap about food and like all this random shit, and I didn't want to do it, but Reed and David were like, "Oh, we gotta do it. It's so funny." And it's totally why we didn't advance, because it was random and weird as shit.
I guarantee you it would have killed at a regular show.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
competition, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So next year, 2017, competed in Hard Rock Rising Battle of the Bands.
Yes. Hard Rock Rising Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
I think I might be merging two events. We played like two different events at Hard Rock or something, maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's always a good time at
Either
that
way,
little
I
spot.
wanted to ask in general, how did that sort of competition event compare to like Battle of the Bands?
This was a little more competitive. Like
Okay.
the bands we were playing with were damn good. And yeah, I can't remember like the specifics of what events were what and all that, but one of them was us playing with this group Modern Nomad,
Okay.
which is this badass local group, and yeah, that's how we met them. So yeah, the talent that we were playing with / against whatever was top notch.
Okay. This is funny, by the way. We're at like a 2.5 hour mark right now, which is about how long my first one was.
Okay.
Now, I had much more that I was dissecting from their songs with all the samples and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I was like, oh, me and Ben should have a much shorter one. And we're definitely going to be over that one.
Dang, I guess
So-
I get Gabby.
Nah, it's perfect, man.
Bro, I'm just glad you didn't forget to press record. And you look over
Could
and you're
you
like,
imagine that?
yeah, I'll be ready to leave after that. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I wouldn't even make you redo
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
That would be terrible.
That
No,
would be.
trust me, I keep looking over and checking and everything like that. But I just wanted to bring that up.
That's
'cause
funny.
It's like I was literally telling myself like, oh, this will be like hour and a half, 2 hours tops. Like, try 3, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
I love it though.
Yeah,
I'm
man, this
happy
is
about
fun.
it. And I was like, if it ain't long, it ain't a good conversation.
Yeah, man.
Now, 2017, performed at a frat party at the
Mm.
University of Maryland. Now, what were the vibes of this party like? Because I think frat party, I think neighbors, I think Project X.
Yes.
Was it a pretty lit party, or was it more laid back, kind of like?
I mean, I think maybe was this a Frostburg party?
Okay.
Cause we definitely have played parties at both UMD and Frostburg, but the frat one was at Frostburg,
Okay.
and it was fratty.
I
Oh
gotcha.
yeah, yeah. It was. You walk in to their spot. You could tell just boys live there.
Oh yeah, dude. Have you
Um,
seen that trend lately online?
what's that?
Basically just showcasing like dirty ass frat houses and just how these frat kids are living.
No, but
It's fucked up.
I'm sure this house could be featured. But yeah, we played with another group, the Carrigas, and it was cool. Yeah, the frat enjoyed our music,
That's
and
good.
we got to party a little bit with them afterwards,
Hell yeah.
and got a little taste of that college life, and it was dope.
That's awesome. I know you guys had a history of playing throughout different colleges and stuff like that. Was
Yeah.
that like a pretty enjoyable scene?
Most definitely, man, because it's like people around your age.
Right.
It's people with all their own like apartments or homes or whatever, and just feels good.
And
Feels
more
free.
people in that age range tend to appreciate the music more.
Yeah, yeah.
Now this year it says you paid tribute to the Chili Peppers, and it says y'all played with socks on their cocks.
We sure did, bro.
Was it like, just talk about that for the people.
All right, so that was at St. Mary's College of Maryland
Gotcha.
at a festival called Bottom County, and it's a student-run arts festival, and we were playing it. And later that night on campus, they were having an event called Nudie Greens,
Okay.
which is everybody in the college like gets creative and wears like creative minimal clothing.
Okay, I gotcha.
Just like
Making clothes out of shit that ain't clothes.
Yes.
Basically covering up what
Exactly.
you legally have to.
Exactly. So that
Gotcha.
was going on that night. So we were kind of like the appetizer, So it was like, yo, we're going to play this Chili Pepper song. Let's take our clothes off and put socks on our cocks and play. We only did it for one song.
Right.
But, this is the funniest part. It was like a 360 stage, so there was people all around because it was
Now,
like this
let me
arts
elaborate.
festival. Yeah,
Just a sock?
just a sock, bro. Just a sock, like over my whole junk.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah,
Now,
dude.
but how was the crowd reaction? Did it kill?
Man, they were laughing. I hope for good reasons. And dude, the funniest part is Reed's behind a kit. I mean, he could have been
Right.
naked. No one would have seen shit.
Oh, true. Yeah.
David, he has his bass like right down there. I don't know if you can visualize, or the people listening, if anyone's still in there. I wear my guitar pretty high. Okay, my guitar is like just below my chest basically.
Right.
And so like I was exposed. So yeah, bro.
Now,
Just send it.
the real question is, if the Chili Peppers were to do that in today's society. Now, let me just put it in terms like this, right? Because people in the rock fans, they're not gonna care. They're gonna like it.
Yeah.
But imagine if they got on stage in today's society, a bunch of cisgendered males
Yes.
with nothing but a sock on their dick
Mm-hmm.
came out, exposed to everybody. Do you think they might get canceled for that today?
Like just pulling that chili pepper stunt.
Yeah.
Um,
Not saying you guys, just the
right.
Chili Peppers. Would they? Do you think they would have gotten any kind of blowback today for that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
all
I mean,
the
think about when they were doing it. When was that? Like, was that the late '80s or something? It
something like
it
that.
was some wild time before you and I were born. So I
Exactly.
mean, plus it was in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I've heard Flea in an interview say that he pulled his pants down and urinated on the audience.
Well, have you heard of Gigi Allen?
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody out there that knows who
Yeah.
that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. This man defecates and all
Yeah.
sorts of shit
Yeah.
on stage and injures himself, and
Right.
it's real performance art. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? But so how are you feeling during that performance? Were you just kind of like in this weird, like, kind of ecstatic, like, fuck it state, or were you kind of like feeling nervous, like, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be like?
No, probably pretty feeling pretty fuck it.
Gotcha.
Again, it was just one song.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I think like the sac I don't know if I could have it on for a whole damn set.
Oh no.
That
No.
that would be
There's no way.
a
I
little
don't think
risky.
any of the members would have, like, if you can maintain to keep the sock on, that alone's impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
But nah, that takes guts, man, to do
Yeah.
that. It really does, especially in front of a live crowd.
Mhm.
Now, you've performed in Philly in many places. This
Mhm.
year specifically, you performed at the Barbary, however you say it.
Mhm.
You've also performed at Connie's Rick Rack and just other shows.
Yeah.
Just talk about your experiences in the Philly scene.
Philly's cool. We always seem to play with cool bands. The first one was a show a booker booked for us. Some lousy booker that kind of like fucked us over.
Right.
That's a bridge I did burn because I knew for sure.
Yeah.
But the second one was me setting up a run from Baltimore to Burlington, Vermont. And we played Baltimore, Philly, New York, and then Vermont. And I set up all the shows. And that Philly show, I contacted the venue, and then I found all the bands.
Right.
We had like a 4-band bill.
Okay.
And so it was cool that this venue and all these bands were listening to me, basically. Like I
Right.
was like the ringleader of this shit, you know?
There you
Like
go.
this kind of thing happens all the time. I'm not the first or last person to do that, but like it was just a good experience going to new cities and setting it up
Yeah.
yourself and meeting the cool people of Philadelphia, because
Is
there's
it-
some cool people up there.
Is it surreal to go to other places and get reactions from people that definitely don't know you? You know what I mean? Like when you go to Vermont,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and you see people genuinely liking your music and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
how does that feel?
Awesome, dude. And I remember specifically in Burlington, there was like a lot of hipsters and like older hipsters, like
Right.
our parents' age, that were like
Gotcha,
hipsters. And them just like watching our show and like you know, they probably forgot about our band name
Right.
like when they woke up the next morning, but like for
They
that
just knew it was a good one.
hour, yeah, like there was something special going on, like some boys from Maryland entertaining some people from Vermont. It's a special thing to be a part of.
And when you were out in Philly, did you get the famous cheesesteaks?
I don't think that time, but we did do a run, Foggy May JO run, like New Jersey, Philly,
Yeah.
like some shows a few years ago, and we stopped at this like really famous spot.
Yeah, there's like 2 of them.
Mm.
I went to one, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was pretty overrated.
Yeah.
You know Mediterranean in Westminster?
Yeah.
Have you gotten their cheesesteak sub before?
I don't think so.
I recommend it.
Yeah.
It's personally, I thought that was like way better than what I got in
Yeah.
Philly. And I went to like the number one spot that's supposed to be the shit. It wasn't bad
Yeah.
at all, but I went there.
Yeah.
Everybody hypes it up so much. You know, maybe that had something to do with it.
I think maybe it did, man. That's the thing. Like when I go to some of these cities and, search the best food or whatever, like you'll find all the top results, but some of the real good ones are like the underground and maybe they don't really want the publicity.
Yeah, the
like
dive spots, they
yeah.
look like really shitty establishments,
yeah.
but the food is better than a Michelin restaurant.
Right. You get it.
Absolutely. I traveled out to Jersey, like you said. Is the lifestyle out there kind of like similar to what's portrayed on TV? Because you specifically played the Jersey Shore Fest.
Yeah, we
I couldn't
did.
help but think of the show. So, like, is it really like that out there?
Short answer, no.
Right.
But we were only there for like a day and a half.
Gotcha.
But we played our set at the Jersey Shore Fest, and we're walking like along the boardwalk. You remember the show Jersey Shore, right?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Do you remember they worked in like that T-shirt shop?
Yeah.
And they had that boss?
Yeah, vaguely.
Okay, well.
I remember the T-shirt shop.
Yeah, and they had like this boss. I think his name was Danny. That may have been a guilty pleasure of mine when I was little.
What, Jersey Shore?
A little bit.
Oh, of course, man.
Yeah.
I had episodes like downloaded on my iPod, but they were free. They had like some free shit on iTunes back in the day, like the behind the scenes, like 40-minute episodes you could just download.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we walked by the T-shirt shop and I saw the boss.
Oh my.
That like behind the counter slinging shirts, and it was just funny to see him in real life. I'm like, wow, this dude actually just works at this T-shirt shop.
It was one of them like T-shirt shops that sells all them corny ones.
Yeah,
right?
most definitely. Yeah, and like you can, ask him to make a custom shirt or something.
Yeah, I definitely remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Shrine World Music Venue in New York was another one that you played.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Shrine is cool. We've played there like at least twice, I think. That's in Harlem, and it's by, I think it's Martin Luther King Jr. Park, where we would always go and play Frisbee.
Okay.
But yeah, Shrine is awesome. It's got 2 levels, and I think the second time we played there, like they had stand-up comedy before the music.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But both times, I think we've only played there twice. Both times were really fantastic sets. On each side of the stage, there's mirrors.
Okay.
So you can kind of like look over and see yourself in the whole band.
Is that weird?
It's cool. It's
okay.
Like not a lot of venues have that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that might some people might not do well with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could always just look straight and not look at the mirrors, but yeah, dude. That Harlem crowd is awesome. Very colorful.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2018. It says you guys began tuning your guitars to EB.
Yes.
Now, I don't really know that much about guitars. I looked it up, and apparently it makes like string bending easier.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the reason you guys started tuning that?
Right. So in music, that little B symbol means flat.
Okay.
So it went from E to E flat, and so it went lower.
Okay.
So it was easier for David to sing too, because it's easier to sing lower than higher, just generally for people. And also when you relax the tension on the strings of your guitar and lower everything, it makes strings easier to bend. It puts less tension on the neck of your guitar.
Okay.
And we still play an E flat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Were you trying to like mimic a sound that inspired you guys? Was it any of that, or was it purely just kind of like logistics that made you do it?
Mostly logistics, but Yeah, you're on the right track for sure. Like bands like Alice in Chains. There's some other groups that just always play a half step down in E
Gotcha.
flat.
I only have like 2 events for this year, and that's it.
Yeah.
Says the highlight was playing the BA Products dinner party at Camden Club.
Mm.
Now, is that at Camden Yards?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you know when you're at the O's game and you look across the green field, and this is like if you're sitting behind like the plate,
Okay.
and that like brick building that's like along the home run line basically.
Right.
That's the Camden Club.
Okay.
So the Camden Club looks over Camden Yards.
Whoa.
So yeah, we played a show in there, and it was awesome.
Now, this is how I wrote the question. Was playing there kind of like the equivalent to a kid who plays baseball, getting to like touch first base or whatever, or touch home plate?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we didn't get to touch the field per
Right.
se.
Well, that's what I mean. Was that kind of your version of that? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh
You
yeah.
got to play at the Camden Club, so that would be just like a kid who loves baseball getting to run up and touch home
Yes,
plate.
exactly. Yeah, and then like when I would go to a game afterwards, I would look in that window and be like, "Man, I strummed my guitar in there and played for a this was a dinner party thrown by BA Products, a company David worked for at the time,
Okay.
and they flew in all their biggest clients from around the world.
Ha-ha.
Yeah, yeah, this was like a fancy thing, and
Okay.
so
That's what's
it
up.
was a big gig for us, and yeah, a lot of people didn't speak English.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
so
interesting.
they were probably like, "What in the fuck is going on up there?"
They're just jamming though.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And then the other one I have is you made your way out to the Outer Banks in the summer.
Yeah. Um yeah, what year was this again?
2018.
2018. Yeah. Um yeah, we played there a couple times on a couple different trips. I think the first one was just playing at a surf shop.
Okay.
But another time we got to play like a couple different spots throughout the Outer Banks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Have you like been out there previously on vacations and stuff like that?
I think when I was real little, but I
Gotcha.
don't remember.
Okay. 2019. This is the last big section because after that it's last year and the year. Well, this year and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
2021.
I don't think I've updated that Facebook thing.
You haven't, but I got a little
Yeah.
bit. I got a few questions.
Yeah.
We're going much longer than I anticipated, so it'll be good to shorten this up in a little bit. Now, you already talked about this, but I want you to go more in depth. You teamed up with Joint Operation. It was a 14-show, 18-day tour down to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and then you came back and sold out a show at the 8x10 in Baltimore.
We sure did.
Yeah, man. Just talk about the whole touring experience with Joint Operation.
Man, really, really cool. Definitely got to give credit to Josh from Joint Operation for booking most of those dates. I think I only booked like one or two.
Right.
And yeah, we all were in Joint Operations van. I played in both groups, so I was pretty busy. I like to say I got to dip my beak in both creeks. You know, each pay that each band got, I got a little of each.
Nice.
So I was definitely busy, but being compensated for sure. But the shows were fun. Yeah, we played we played Virginia. I can't think of the exact states we played, but
This year, Sal Paradise was finally released, quote unquote, to critical acclaim.
Yes.
Now, do you think that the recording process taking 3 years, do you think that had a lot to do with the critical acclaim that it got? Obviously, it's a great album, but
Thank
do you
you.
think that the fact that the fans had to wait 3 years, do you think that had a lot to do with it?
Yeah, I think people were definitely ready for some new music. Us especially. Um, the recording process didn't take 3 years. The recording process took a number of months.
Okay.
It was this dumbass in Western Maryland who we gave our music to mix,
Okay.
who mixed our music previously,
Right.
and we had a great working relationship with. I don't know what was going on, but he was taking for fucking ever, and it was bad, bro. It
Wow.
it was bad, and him just being shady and like having our music, and we had paid him and he wouldn't respond, and so that's what took so long.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling. I can imagine what it must feel like because, I'm gonna definitely send the once I like, get a few things edited out,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I have to. Once I get it down to what I like, I'll be sure to send it to you for a listen because I want you to approve it and
Cool.
everything like that. But yeah, I can just imagine like giving your work to somebody and you don't know what they're doing with it. You don't know
Yeah.
what their intentions are. They're just not even hitting you up.
Yeah.
So that must have been frustrating, maybe
It
a little
was.
scary. You don't
Yeah.
know what I mean, leaking probably wouldn't be like the worst thing, but it's just like in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't even the leaking. It was just him delaying what we were trying to do,
Right.
and for no good reason. He was just this lazy piece of shit that wasn't doing nothing with his life, and I don't know why we even got involved with him. And when we got to the point where we wanted to back out, we had gotten so far in, we're like, no, it's gonna be closer to just finish it than start
Right.
all over somewhere else. So yeah, that was rough, bro.
Yeah, communication is all it takes. So one of the tracks I wanted to talk about was Tacos Yum Yum,
Mm,
Papacito's Cantina. Now, this must be what the Facebook bio refers to, tunes about tacos.
yes.
Um, so Papacito's Cantina is a restaurant,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What was the experience there that kind of made you, or what inspired the title?
Okay, so when we were down in Atlanta staying with Reed's aunt and uncle, they took us out to this Mexican restaurant, and it was called Papacito's Cantina. And there, Reed's Uncle Michael told us this story about some robber coming to their front door. And if you listen to the lyrics of Taco Yum Yum, it goes, "Whoa, Mr. Michael,
Yeah,
you got a burglar, not getting in for sure. You'll be alright."
yeah,
So, like, the song Taco Yum Yum kind of like touches on that. And then Papacito's Cantina is in parentheses because all the inspiration came from a meal had at that place.
I got you. So the conversation where he told you guys about
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was laughing because, man, ever since I was listening to that, I just like that part is stuck in my head. I was
With that
literally,
beginning
yeah,
vocal
I was like
intro.
walking around my work just going, "Oh, right."
Nice. Hell yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Mr. Michael.
Nice. I like it.
I swear to God, man, that shit stuck in my head. I
Good.
love it. Yeah,
Good.
I'm gonna probably continue to do that.
Yeah.
Just, oh, right.
Keep it rolling, man.
Yep. And we did already talk about Cabo Wabo. But back on the tacos, what are some good local spots that you go to for tacos and Hispanic dishes?
Um, man, I don't eat out all too much.
Okay.
I must say. I do like a lot of home cooked meals. But there is this one spot in Finksburg called El Taquiere El Guacamole, something like that.
Okay.
Um it's this real small spot, and you can get a real nice mixed burrito there.
Nice.
About 10.99, got everything in it, and you eat half that thing and you're filled. So
Yeah.
I'd recommend that spot.
Yeah, a spot I recommend. It's right here in Westminster, Del Huerto. You ever heard of
Mm.
that?
Mm-mm.
So basically, it's right on John Street, right across from the fire department.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a straight up Mexican spot.
Nice.
It's like a complex basically. It's a restaurant next to a laundromat next to a little grocery store. But it's
Mm.
basically this local little dive spot, and it's like all authentic Mexican food, and it's everything I've had there is really good.
You know, maybe I have been there because I have been in this little low lit spot down there, but like I said, um, don't have too many recommendations because
Yeah,
though I can make some tacos all right.
that's
I
important.
can fare all right with the Taco Tuesdays.
There you go. Um, I thought about Casa Bonita too, just because South Park makes that seem like the Disneyland for like Mexican restaurants. You know what I'm talking
Mm.
about?
No.
It was that big place Cartman always wanted to go to. It's based and it's a real place too. If you look up Casa Bonita in South Park, it's a real spot
Mm-hmm.
in Colorado where
Nice.
basically it's a Mexican restaurant. But it's got like waterfall and shit like that, kind of like a Bass Pro Shop. And they
Oh,
have
okay.
like actual divers and stuff like that. So basically, it's just this big
Oh,
theatrical kind
gotcha.
of restaurant. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up in case you knew, because it's funny. All right. Played St. Mary's multiple times, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
We already speaked on that, but my brother attended there, which is why I wanted to make a little note on
Oh,
that.
really? Do you know when he
Yeah,
graduated?
I want to say he graduated. Ooh, goddamn. Oh man, maybe 2015, maybe.
Mm.
It's really hard to say 'cause he's 10 years older than
Yeah,
me.
we probably missed him then.
Yeah, I think he graduated high school in 2010. So
Okay.
I think so. 2015 is probably around that time frame.
That's cool.
Now, you had a debut performance at Beauty in the Backyard Festival. I want you to talk on that. But you debuted that performance in the last printed issue of Jam Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so talk about Jam Witch too.
All right, so Jam Witch is a new like music news thing. It was a magazine and I wanted to advertise some shows and the South Paradise record. So hit them up, paid them for the spot, and we got our ad in the magazine, and then I didn't find out until afterwards that that was their last ever printed issue.
Did that feel like a pretty big
Yeah, and just like randomly we got in the last ever issue. There's still a news outlet. They
like an
just
online blog?
online, yeah. But yeah, that was cool.
That's
Jam Witch.
awesome. Do you have one of them?
Yeah, I got like two. I definitely held on to
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like everything in general, like the Linkin Park show. You know what I mean? You didn't know it was going to be the last printed issue, so
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
it even better.
Definitely.
What's your favorite state to travel to perform at?
Um well, I mean, New York City's hard to beat.
Yep,
That is hard to beat.
that's what my other buddy said. He said New York was his favorite too. I can
Yeah.
see that though. I
Yeah.
really can. There's just so much going on there
So
outside
much.
of music. I mean,
All the different kinds of people, all the different languages, all the different I can't think of the word, but richness to poorness.
right?
You know what I mean? You're brushing shoulders with all kinds of people. So yeah, New York City's cool. Also, I've enjoyed my time in Florida, down in that lawless swamp.
I
I mean,
bet.
I must say, man, I've had a real good time going from spot to spot around there.
Is it buck wild out there? I was gonna put that in there in the questions. Like, is
Dude.
it really like the fucking
I would say
headlines?
yes, yeah. And my theory behind that is it's warm, it's humid. You know, like a summer evening. and you're like running around without a shirt and shoes, and you just feel like free, like you can do anything. You might jump on your neighbor's car, whatever.
Yep.
That's what they're feeling down there. Like they got the heat, and it's also on the East Coast, so they kind of have like that fast pacedness.
Yep.
Plus like the tropicalness, and it's just all converges and you get Florida.
Yeah, Florida and like New York and California and Texas, they are all like almost damn near other countries.
Yeah, right. Most definitely.
All right. So yeah, really we're getting close to ending because 2020 is where the Facebook bio ended. I wanted to ask how COVID affected the progression of the band.
Well, all our shows got canceled, and so there were no more shows
For the whole vicinity of 2020?
for like May to, or like March to June. We played like in July
Okay.
in Ocean City, and it felt weird.
Yeah, was that probably one of your weirdest performances ever?
It was, just because some people were making a really obvious effort to not get close to anybody, and they were masked up, and there were
Yeah.
other people in the same bar like dabbing each other up, and it was just weird to like go
Yeah.
out into public after a pandemic,
Yeah, it was a very weird
or
time.
like during the pandemic, whatever, however you
Yeah.
want to call it.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you spent this time recording It's All a Joke.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah, and like right before, like a lot of the shit hit the fan. I remember David and I had a recording session at his house, and we're like, man, this might be the last time we get together for a while.
Because is that when like the rumors of
Yeah,
COVID?
yeah,
and everything,
yeah.
Whispers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Damn. Yeah. So y'all kind of expected it. In
A
a
little
way.
bit, a little bit.
Yeah, I was a senior in high school, so I was like,
Mm,
I wasn't expecting. I don't think anybody expected exactly what we were getting.
right.
But yeah, it was such a weird time. It still is a weird time. I think honestly, like people are kind of curious like why everybody's so crazy now. I think that was a big shift in our society.
Yeah.
We were kind of going downhill as a society before that, but like everything was still fairly like
Yeah.
normal and under control. But I feel like after 2020, shit just got different.
Dude, I'm too young to really remember. You definitely are, but there is definitely a pre and post 9/11
Oh yeah.
with like attitudes about, you know, people that don't look like you, or security. All kinds of things were affected
Right.
with 9/11, and I feel like there's the same thing with pre and post COVID.
Yeah, it's a lot of people brought that up and was comparing it because
Yeah, it makes
except
sense.
a lot of the time it's opposite. After 9/11 there was a lot of patriotism. You know, everybody was trying to band together as Americans. We should have done that. We kind of did that at the beginning, but we all just started. It seems like everybody was just starting to go against each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just like the opposite of that. And
Yeah.
instead of TSA, we got FDA or
Nice.
yeah,
Or,
whatever. That's not it.
no, what is that?
Fucking
F. CDC.
yep, CDC. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's funny.
Now the title of the album, I was curious if that was kind of like a reference to all the shit going on. Just
No.
It's All a Joke. What was that kind of inspired from?
That was inspired from this kid I met on a joint operation tour, separate from the J.O. Foggy May one.
Okay.
That was like his mantra. It's all a joke.
Okay.
And I'm sure he had his own meaning, but to me it means just real quick in a basic sense, like everybody's kind of involved in their own thing, and everybody thinks like that they know a lot for the most part. Like, look at a doctor. Does the doc or like a lab ex- scientist, explorer,
Right.
someone like in a professional medical capacity, do they know much outside of that?
No.
They might, but probably not. You know, that's their life. That's what they've dedicated it to. And other people can be just as involved in something else and have no idea about this medical thing.
Right.
So everybody's kind of like doing their own thing, and they think like that's the world. Just like me, like with music, like I think like, you know, music is the shit. Like this is it. And really, like all that is, man, it's kind of hard for me to explain, but like everything is nothing. Like it's
So
all
I think I know what you're trying to say, where it's like your everything is
y-
my nothing.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like when you tell me
yeah,
like guitar is everything.
yeah,
That's my response. It's all a joke
yeah,
to me,
yeah.
you know?
Because if everyone is saying that, and if everyone is saying that, then nothing is special. So everything is a joke.
Okay.
Literally everything is a joke. Also, just to tie a bow on that, everything you or I have ever heard or read has come from a human.
Right.
And as you're human, I'm a human, as fellow humans, we know we can be pretty irrational and pretty
Yes.
crazy. And think about like the laws that we have to follow that were created by other humans.
Right.
So why does like one human say have more than another? So like what is anything? It's nothing. It's
Right.
all a joke. Like
Yeah.
everywhere you look, it's all a joke.
I do look at that a lot.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Um
that's what I mean by that.
okay.
Yeah.
Who did the album cover art? It seemed very psychedelic influenced.
Right? Brad Wells from Three Crows Design Lab.
Okay.
Brad is the man.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of our art.
Okay.
David actually drew up the rough sketch of an alien holding Earth. Um, but Brad took it the distance.
Okay. That's nice. It was a very cool album cover.
Right.
It reminded me of some like Sublime kind of
Hell
album
yeah.
cover where it just had all sorts of intricacy to it.
Yeah.
Um so I noticed there was like some interesting song titles. It's like Ye Little Segan
Yeah, Ye Little Sagan.
and Freck Lawrenson.
Yeah.
Uh what do those mean?
Nothing.
Is it gibberish?
It's just us being silly. So Freck Larson is about a fictional character down in Charleston, South Carolina. Freck
Okay.
Larson from Charleston, and he wants to be a musician. So that's what that song's about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just some gibberish. You can thank David for that.
Okay. And you released Lady Lover, Breast Draped in Black, and Weekend Thinker all as singles. I'm
Mhm.
just curious, do you drop singles purely based on the fact that you got those three done first? Or did you have the whole catalog of the album and you specifically put those three out for a reason?
Yeah, we put those out for a reason, thinking that those would generate the most interest in the whole record.
Okay.
Thinking, you know, those were some of the best tracks on there.
All right. Last thing I have is have you like played any notable shows recently?
No, we haven't played shows in a while. David and I have played a couple acoustic duo shows,
Okay.
but with Reed going to the Virgin Islands and us kind of getting in the swing with Kevin for a couple of these shows this year, we've just been in the rehearsal phase. But actually, we're playing this Friday, May 27th. This will probably come out after that, but just
Yeah.
to tell you, yeah, we're playing our first show with Kevin on Friday in Frederick.
Okay. Where's that at?
Bushwallers.
What kind of establishment is that?
It's just a bar.
Okay. Is it a 21 and over show?
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, probably.
Yeah. See,
No,
that's what
yeah, most
sucks.
definitely it is.
I'm not a big drinker anymore.
Yeah.
But that's what's gonna be nice about being 21 soon. I'll be
Yeah.
able to get into any show I
There
want.
you go, man.
So yeah, any other shows coming up?
Yeah. We're playing Summerfest at the Farm Museum in Westminster, Maryland.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I'll definitely come up because it's right there.
Dude, you gotta come, man. Great bands, great food. My buddy Ryan Smith and his lady are big parts in putting that stuff on, and I'm really proud of them for doing that. Just like I'm proud of you, bro, for setting this shit up. This is
Thank you, man.
this is really cool. And
I appreciate that.
yeah, and just having me over and getting to talk about myself for 3 hours. I mean, I don't know if my big
About
head's
3.5.
gonna be able to fit out that door frame, bro. But no, it was cool. It was really cool, man.
Last thing.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you have any new material that you guys are working out?
I've been writing a little more.
Okay.
We've kind of been working on this wedding playlist.
Gotcha.
So we'll get to the writing. But yeah, I've been writing, and it's been about like wild stuff. Like I was writing about like the Australian megafauna, like all those big animals in Australia before humans discovered
Right.
it. 'Cause I've written plenty of songs about partying or girls or whatever, and
Usual rock star.
yeah. So to answer your question, yeah, I'm excited about this writing trend I'm on.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
That is everything.
Hell
Thank you
yeah.
everybody for listening.
Yeah. Thank you.